like to. Yeah, let's live with it. There's no choice too. Hello.
Hello.
I liked it. What'd you think? Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
Let's live with it. That helps us too.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can get.
Okay. Why don't we?
Yeah, remember what you said, Gary? You had a good point.
Yeah, I'll use. Ever since 1956, the Green Bay Packers have played before a sellout crowd at Lambeau Field, and today is no exception. As the Packers, with a 4-8 record, play host to the Philadelphia Eagles, who come in here 8-4 in 1979. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Bender, along with Sonny Jurgensen, and today, the Eagles with a win could match their victory output of last season, also assure themselves of a second straight winning year. And Sonny, before the day is over, they could have sole possession of first place in the NFC East.
Right now in the second quarter, the New York Giants are leading the Washington Redskins. A very big game there. The Eagles didn't play well last week, I didn't think. They got by, but they didn't play well. It's a 4-game season now, Gary. They have to play well every game. They can't take the Green Bay Packers lightly, because if they do, they just have to go back and think about how Green Bay played the New England Patriots when they beat them here at home 27-14.
Sonny, you mentioned a 4-game season, and that's the way the Packers look at it. If they can win the remaining 4 games, they can finish at 500 for the year.
They have. They played well offensively, Offensively, they played real well. Defensively, they have struggled, though. They had 2 defensive ends, for an example. Last year, they had 32 sacks. Butler and Ezra Johnson. This year, only 6. They also lost 2 big defensive linemen. They've had trouble stopping the run. That's been their big problem.
We're ready to start this football game as we go to the field. And kicking off is Tony Franklin for the Philadelphia Eagles. Andre Thompson coming up for the Packers. He's to the 25, trying to go outside to the 31. He had a 100-yard return for a touchdown earlier this year against the Jets. Louis Jamona making the stop, and let's look offensively at Green Bay. Turdell Middleton, a 1,000-yard runner of a year ago, and Eric Torkelson, and that has been a sore spot for this team. Many injuries. Lofton has over 30 catches. Hoffman set a new tight end record this year for Green Bay.
Very high on him, Gary.
And look at that offensive line. It averages 270 pounds, maybe the biggest in the NFL, and that's David Whitehurst, who comes in here ranked 10th in the NFC. Just across the 30-yard line, in motion is Lofton. The Eagles have never won on Wisconsin soil. Back to throw is Whitehurst. He has Kaufman, his big tight end, and Kaufman with his 40th catch of the year. Making the stop was Jerry Robinson. And let's set defensively, Philadelphia. Dennis Harrison, Sonny, going in place of Carl Hairston.
He's still having that muscle problem in his stomach that's bothering him, and Harrison will get the start today. Their linebackers, Bunning, Robinson, LeMaster, and Wilk. A good group of linebackers.
Well, that Robinson, the #1 pick, has helped him. And back deep, the veteran, Bobby Howard. And Randy Logan has played very well at strong safety. 2nd down and 4. The ball at the 37-yard line. Again, in motion this time comes Thompson. Whitehurst gives off to Torkelson, and he'll go nowhere. Good reaction that time. As Charlie Johnson, that big nose tackle. You don't hear a lot about Johnson, but all the coaches tell me he is one of the most underrated football players they have.
It's quite a knack of playing that. Look at this. The Packers are going in a hurry-up offense here.
3rd down, still 4 yards to go. Whitehurst without the huddle. He completes it to Torkelson for a moment. Eric Torkelson has been a very steady performer. Couldn't hang on to that one.
Pretty smart move that time, because Green Bay, realizing that Philadelphia likes to make a lot of changes on the nickel defense, they didn't allow them to do that by going into a hurry-up offense. He had Torkelson open. It was a smart play by Green Bay. They just didn't execute. Right on the money. Just dropped the ball. Took his eye off of it.
But Beverly goes back to kick. You see his average. Louis Jamona goes back to receive this punt. And Beverly hits it low. Jamona at the 22. He's going to get away from it, and the Packers get a good roll inside the 20-yard line. Jim Gano is down there to down the football for the Packers. And now let's take a look at the Philadelphia offense. Montgomery, who needs only 25 yards today to surpass his total of 1,220 yards of a year ago. Carmichael still with that string alive of 108 straight games with at least one catch. And Krepley, who's a Potosi, Wisconsin native, having his best year at tight end. And there's that offensive line. It's a rugged offensive line.
Wade Key has really done a job since coming back in there, taking a place, and they've done a good job up front, providing running room for Montgomery.
Jaworski ranked 5th in the NFC, operating the team at quarterback from the 20-yard line. No score, just underway. Leroy Harris, the fullback, and he may get a couple of yards. As this Packer defense, Sonny's had a tough time stopping the rush. They are last in the NFC, giving up 179 yards a game. Let's look at that defense for Green Bay. You mentioned Butler and Johnson at the top of the show.
Johnson just getting back. Bart Starr said he's very happy to have him back. They've missed him.
Linebacking, well, John Anderson was out. He got hurt in the preseason, broke his arm. The secondary, Estes Hood, they weren't going to start him. They were going to go with Wiley Turner, but then they made a last-second change, and they reinstated him in that starting 11. Second down now, 5 to go from the 25-yard line. Jaworski gives off to Montgomery, and he's hit hard. Number 50, Rich Wingo, and John Anderson. Wingo is a 7th-round draft pick out of Alabama, and they cannot believe how good he has played or how well he has played.
He was a little banged up today. There was some question whether or not he would be able to play, and knowing how tough he was, they figured that he would, and you saw an example right there why they're so high on the young man. 6'1", 230.
He was a 7th-round pick. He was the pick they acquired for Willie Buchanan when he was shipped to San Diego, and they'll get the second half of that, a first-round pick in 1980. Billy Campfield now in the backfield for the Eagles on a 3rd down 5. Jaworski with his first pass of the afternoon. Wide open is Campfield at the 35. He has a first down catch to the 39-yard line. Steve Luke, the strong safety, made the stop. And Campfield with his 7th catch of the year.
Good smart throw here, taking the man underneath the zone. Goes back, looks over the secondary. You see it. Pretty good rush coming in here. It makes a throw to Campfield, the back coming out of the backfield. Mike Douglas on the coverage end. Well, when you get that halfback singled up on a linebacker, that's what you want to throw against all day long.
14-yard pickup sets the ball up at the 39-yard line of Philadelphia. The first series for the Eagles, who could be in first place by themselves before this day is over. An 8-4 record. Jaworski wanting to throw, and Butler was up. Mike Butler was up in the air, and Montgomery, the intended receiver, couldn't get away from him. Butler is 6'5", was kind of playing like a guard would in basketball, guarding someone.
This is what happens. Butler gets in the line of throw here. He gets up in front. Jaworski can't throw the ball, has to throw the ball away. He has to throw it away. You saw what was happening. Earl Edwards was running right out there also. They realized where the play was going.
That play just didn't develop well at all. Not only was Butler in the way, but the timing seemed to be messed up.
You got to give the defense credit then. They defensed it well.
Second down 10 for the 39-yard line. Carmichael along with Smith split out. Montgomery picks up 5 to the 46-yard line. Johnny Gray eventually made the stop. Let's look at some scores. We have some games starting back east, and New Orleans has jumped all over the Falcons, who they lost earlier to this year in overtime.
Well, Atlanta always finds a way to beat them. Look at this, 21-0. Cincinnati leading St. Louis.
I tell you, those Bengals have been hard to figure out. New England having a tough time with Buffalo, who just beat Green Bay last week. 3rd down, a long 2 to go. On the 3rd and 2, Jaworski looking to Smith, and he has it. Smith to the 30, inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. Charles Smith with the catch.
He will not count. He was pushed out of bounds and came back in to catch the ball. I don't think they're going to give it to him.
You cannot catch the ball if you ever go out of bounds. You're an ineligible receiver if that's the case.
Let's see what happens here. He may be a penalty or something, but it looked like he went out of bounds. He split the zone outside, came back in bounds, caught the ball. The official saw it. All for naught.
The receiver stepped out of bounds, then back, caught the pass. Incomplete.
Very alertly picked up that time. as Fred Silva and his crew, and the Giants leading Washington. That is going to be a tough one for the Redskins.
Dakota scored on a 1-yard run for New York, and Mosley kicked a 23-yard field goal for Washington.
So instead of the first down inside the 30, they have a fourth down, kicking from their own 46. Back is Runninger, Johnny Gray, the deep man for the Packers. No score, 10:30 to go, first quarter. Runninger has done an excellent job this year at kicking, and he got that one very high. Gray is back. He's going to let it hit, and it's going to make it into the end zone for the touchback. Almost saved that time by Al Latimer. Latimer, the rookie free agent, almost kept it in the field of play. A 54-yard kick that time by Runninger. When we come back, the Packers will have it at the 20. There's no score.
First, you Yankee chaps took our dear old Queen Mary. Then you had the unmitigated gall to take our London Bridge. Now you've taken our Quiet. Your 1984 LTD was tested against our Rolls-Royce for Quiet in a scrupulously fair test over identical roads at identical speeds. British fairness forces me to admit that your LTD was just as quiet as our Rolls-Royce. Is there nothing left of the empire?
Ford LTD, as quiet as a Rolls-Royce.
You survey where the land is wild and unforgiving, filling in empty places on maps that until now have been almost unknown. But now comes Miller time. Time to head for the best tasting beer you can find, Miller High Life.
If you got the time, we've got the beer. Miller Beer.
Miller Beer.
At the 20-yard line, the Packers will have the football for the second time. No score thus far. Green Bay, who's lost 4 of their last 5 football games. They lost to Tuffy in Buffalo last week, 19-12. The Eagles, who come back after that 3-game losing streak to win 2 pressure-packed games against Dallas and St. Louis. In motion, that's Lofted. With the football, Turdell Middleton. Middleton to the 22-yard line, and he's swallowed up there by Frank LeMaster, the inside linebacker for Philadelphia. Let's check the score. Tampa Bay, should they hang on and win that, will win the Central Division. They can clinch it today. Their win, coupled with that upset on Turkey Day of Chicago, would hand them the division crown. And Cleveland is leading Pittsburgh 20-6. Boy, is that a shot.
Boy, that is.
Pittsburgh.
A lot of offense by Cleveland.
Pittsburgh got hammered the last time out by San Diego. Second down, 8 yards to go for the Packers. Whitehurst broken up. Looked like maybe Charlie Johnson got a hand on the ball. You know, last week the Eagles batted a couple of passes down. Dennis Harrison did it. Let's pick it up and see who in fact did hit it.
They were going to a little short out pattern. Look at Johnson, number 65, going to the right of the screen. How alert can you be to go up right there in front of the quarterback, and you got a left hand up right in his face?
We have a man shaken up. Dennis Harrison has limped off the field. Now, as we mentioned, Carl Hairston did not start. They didn't want to have to play him. They started Harrison, the second-year man from Vanderbilt, and he goes limping off the field. One thing they do have, Sonny, though, is good depth in that forward wall defensively.
Where they can bring in Manny Sistrunk, and he still doesn't know how strong he is.
It's going to be third down and still second down, and still about 3 yards to go. Operating from the 27-yard line. I had to check who they've sent in there. Sistrunk has not played that much this year. Here's again to Torkelson. Torkelson to the 29, and that's going to be a yard short of the first down, as Sistrunk is the man they put in, and he immediately is in on a tackle. Sistrunk, the man they picked up from the Washington Redskins, he's lost his starting job because of the addition of Claude Humphrey and the improved play of Dennis Harrison. They also have Lim Burnham, who's not a bad football player.
They're playing a lot of situation football like most of the other teams around the league. They got people that play the run better than the pass and vice versa. Third down, less than a yard to go. Lofton split at the bottom of the screen. Firing off is Charlie Johnson. However, Whitehurst mishandled the snap from center. He had to fall on the football. But Charlie Johnson evidently offside, or was he drawn off? Let's look and see. Let's take a look at it up close here. You see Johnson taking the move. He can't get back. Ball was lost, but defense was offside.
Number 65, encroachment. First down.
Why don't they say offsides, Gary, instead of encroachment?
I think it's a classic way of saying it.
Oh.
Classical term. Trying to class this game up a little bit.
Thank you.
When you played it, they didn't talk that way.
They called it offsides then.
Inside the 35, first down, Green Bay. 8:52 to go, first quarter. Lofton, you see him appearing in the screen in motion. Whitehurst, far side to Thompson. Thompson to the 35, drags tacklers to the 37-yard line. Thompson hit by Reggie Wilkes. Wilkes, the second-year man out of Georgia Tech.
Boy, did he react to that play quickly. He was very tight as a linebacker, read the screen, and really got out there and beat the blocks to make the play and hold it to a short gain.
Sonny, this telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Green Bay Packers and the National Football League is prohibited.
I didn't know that.
Stick around. Burnham and Sistrunk making some changes defensively. Up front again is Vermeil as he has them in there now. Here comes Turdell Middleton to the 40. Middleton close to the 45, and that is very close to the first down. LeMaster, number 55, again in on the tackle. And the Packers have been playing hurt in that backfield all year long, and Middleton is a good example of it. He's had toe problems, ankle problems, knee problems, and now he's playing with a bad shoulder.
You know, the offensive coaches down there talking with Barkowski and Lou Carpenter, they said, we have improved in every category offensively this year. The games that we won were the games we played well defensively.
Third down, less than a yard to go. Packers have had 20 players that have missed 2 or more games this year. A give to Torkelson, first down. Torkelson into the Philadelphia end of the field at the 49. Torkelson is a man that every year has to fight for a job and always seems to see a lot of playing time.
Some good blocking up front by McCarron. Good blocking. He cuts back. Good tough running inside. Eric Torkelson. Edwards and Bernard Wilson in on the tackle.
You know, the big if in this football season for the Packers is what if Eddie Lee Ivory, Steve Atkins could have remained healthy. They lost their number 1 and 2 draft picks, and there's a halftime. The Giants still maintaining their lead. That's going to be a tough game being played in the Meadowlands. Here's Whitehurst back to throw on first down. Hits Torkelson, and Torkelson is hit at the 42-yard line by LeMaster. LeMaster making a lot of tackles, as is going to bring up still a second down. They're going to mark the ball just outside the 41. There's Torkelson's stats in the receiving department. Out of Connecticut, his 6th year. He was an 11th round draft pick in '74. He's had some injury problems. And Bart Starr in his 5th year as coach of Green Bay. And Zeke Bradkowski, they will signal the plays in. Bart will call them, and Zeke Bradkowski will signal the plays into David Whitehurst. Second down and 3. Torkelson to the 40. And it looks like he's going to be just short. He fumbled the football, and Philadelphia has come up with it. Let's go back on this. Torkelson fumbles the football.
You see him cut back here, a little slant off tackle. He sees some daylight, tries to cut back in. Just as he cuts back in, that's the ball that's free right there. Philadelphia comes up with a football.
He just lost the handle. And the 34th turnover of the year as Jerry Robinson, the rookie from UCLA, comes up with a fumble recovery.
This home could be a lot like yours. It's a home that's losing heat, wasting costly energy. It needs Pink Owens Corning fiberglass insulation. In the attic, under unheated floors, and in the outside walls. Stop paying to heat the whole neighborhood. Get Owens Corning fiberglass insulation now. It's cheaper than oil.
Mom, we got a present for you.
When you get home. Let's go. You can install the Stanley Do-It-Yourself garage door opener in about 4 hours. Everything comes in the box. Just assemble it, put it up, and plug it in. Surprise. The Stanley Do-It-Yourself garage door opener. It's a very nice thing to do for somebody else.
He did it so fast.
We want to help you do things right.
This Christmas, open the door for someone you love. Give a Stanley garage door opener.
Wednesday, it's Kenny Rogers, Mac Davis, and the Charlie Daniels Band with Kenny Rogers and the American Cowboy. Wednesday at 10, 9 Central.
And at Lambeau Field, at at the 40-yard line with the football after the fumble by Torkelson, Philadelphia. Gary Bender with Sonny Jurgensen. We have no score. 5:59 to go, first quarter. Jaworski, play action on first down. Carmichael wide open at the 30. Carmichael to the 20, to the 15, to the 10. And Carmichael now has extended his string to 109. So at least one catch in 109 straight.
He's just split the zone here. The strong arm of Jaworski that time beat the zone because he threw the ball on the line, did not lay it up. Johnny Gray missed the tackle. McCoy and Hood finally chase him down. It's good for 50 yards. And Harold Carmichael has extended that streak to 109 straight games.
That was a 50-yard gain, setting the ball up at the 10-yard line. First down, Philadelphia. That's Harris in motion. Montgomery. Montgomery going nowhere. Excellent reaction that time. Wingo coming over. Ezra Johnson, number 90. And Montgomery, who needs 25 yards before this day is over to surpass his output of a year ago. Looks like he might have a difficult time running against a team that statistically you would think they'd have a heyday against.
I think this is his first game against them. He missed the game last year, the 10-3 win. He did not play against them. And his first start against them. So they're actually keyed up for him because every time he touches the ball, Rich Wingo is right there.
He has 6 100-yard games this year. 3 of them in a row. Second down, 10. Jaworski throwing to Montgomery. Touchdown. Wilbert Montgomery getting behind linebacker Mike Douglas. And the Eagles are on the scoreboard as Jaworski has just thrown his 13th touchdown pass of the year.
If Jaworski had had 2 footballs right here, he could have had 2 touchdowns. He had 2 people open for touchdowns. Makes a real fine touch right here. Throwing it right over the linebacker, Mike Douglas. Montgomery shows you that he can be effective not only running the football, but catching it also.
Not too bad this year. He already has 30 catches. And here is Tony Franklin, barefoot and all, and he doesn't seem to be bothered by the 30-degree temperature that we have in Lambeau Field. John Shira holds, and Franklin, who's just been remarkable this year, has now hit 25 of 27-point afters this year. So the Eagles, with a big, big game facing them here, the chance to move into sole possession of first, lead it 7-0.
The world's most advanced twin-blade razors are only as careful, gotcha, as you are. The Norelco rechargeable rotary razor has 36 surgical steel blades, carefully protected by 3 floating heads, and a unique shaving angle for a very close shave wherever you are, without a nick or a cut. The choice is yours. The close, careful Norelco rechargeable rotary razor, or 2 blades and gotcha.
Selling an insurance policy is one thing, but giving you good service is another. And State Farm agents can do that. Whether it's your life, health, home, or car insurance, the information you need is right at our fingertips. If you have a claim, your agent will get it started for you. Fast, friendly, good neighbor service. That's State Farm.
For your life, your health, your home, and your car, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Tony Franklin to kick off after an 11-yard touchdown pass from Jaworski to Montgomery. Franklin adding the point after, and at the 4:21 mark. That was a 60-yard drive on 3 plays after the fumble recovery, netting the 7 points. Thompson will bring it out, and Thompson is nailed at the 23-yard line. Good reaction that time by Philadelphia, and in particular, Ray Phillips has been playing with a bad leg. Well, tonight on CBS, we'll start it all with a brand new edition of 60 Minutes. Then the laughs are on the house at Archie Bunker's place, followed by One Day at a Time. And then George Burns and John Denver star in the divine comedy, Oh God. It's all on CBS
That's
tonight.
a good movie. Have you seen that?
I haven't, but I want to.
Good movie.
From the 23, the Packers will set it up. 3rd time they've had the football. Andre Thompson split out. Also split out is Walter Tullis. From the 23, Whitehurst gives off to Torkelson. Torkelson to the 25, the 30, and he lunges forward what appears to be a first down. That was that old Packer sweep again. Bobby Howard coming up. They had some blockers out on that play.
Well, you're watching, send the man, you just saw the man in motion go across. Just a hand back to Torkelson. He finds good blocking out in front of him. LeMaster gets stripped off Bunning. He gets it on the outside of Bunning, turns it up the field. Howard knocks him down.
And that was a first down run just short of the 34-yard line. The Packers trailing 7-0. The Packers have beaten the Eagles 7 times here in Lambeau Field and 3 times in Milwaukee County Stadium. 10-0 against the Eagles. This is Turdell Middleton, and Middleton gets a yard, and that's all. I tell you, this Eagle defense overall is ranked 5th. They're 8th against the rush. And let's check some other scores. Minnesota, boy, that would be a real upset.
They've gone back on top. It's 2 touchdown passes from Tommy Kramer in that one, leading 14-9. That's at halftime. 21-7, Cincinnati leading St. Louis. St. Louis got on the board with a Jim Hart 37-yard pass to Pat Tilley. And Pittsburgh has scored again. They now trail Cleveland 20-13. That's at halftime.
That's going to be a real shootout before that one's over. 2nd down and 8. Thompson comes in motion. Whitehurst. And Lofton, the intended receiver at the 49-yard line. Bernard Wilson was back defending. Also, John Bunting, the linebacker, dropped back on Lofton. Lofton this year with 38 catches for over 700 yards. Really played very well. He had a 34-yard touchdown catch last week.
You mentioned Walt Tullis a little earlier. 6 feet, 180 pounds. Second-year man from Delaware State. Talking with Lou Carpenter, the coach, he said he ran a 4.25 40. Can you imagine running that fast?
4.25. That's what the upper 2%, I would say, in the league.
I used to run the 20 and 4.25.
And then they'd have to get a resuscitation unit, right? 3rd down. 8 yards to go. Nice touch on the ball, but Torkelson couldn't hang on. Whitehurst took something off of that, a little pushing and shoving down the interior of that line. And Whitehurst showing pretty good touch on that pass.
He's played well. They feel that he's getting better each week. I think the game plan coming in for Green Bay has been well conceived because they've had people open. They haven't executed well. They stopped themselves on both drives now with drop passes on 2 occasions and the fumble on the other.
Whitehurst coming in here, it hit 57% of his passes. David Beverly to kick. Louis Jamal, they're faking it. That is complete. Jim Gano to the 41-yard line, and the Packers just kind of throwing caution to the wind. They don't have anything to lose. A 23-yard pickup and a first down for Green Bay.
You would think the Philadelphia Eagles would be alert for something like this because they did it last week. And look who he throws to. Jim Gano, a linebacker, makes a good catch and a good run with the ball afterward.
23-yard pickup, and the Packers now have the ball at the 41 of Philadelphia.
And the Philadelphia, Frank LeMaster last week did the same thing.
Ran for 15 yards. Thompson, Lofton, split out the top of the screen. The Packers trailing 7-0, 2:06 to go, first quarter. Play action by Whitehurst, being chased by Claude Humphrey, throws against the grain to Middleton. Boy, that LeMaster is all over the football field. He came flying over there. And Middleton suspended in the air. Also over there was Jerry Robinson. Good protection.
Well, he gets flushed out here and runs to the side. This is a no-no, though. Don't throw the ball back against the grain under pressure. You can't get anything on it. It's anybody's ball there. He overthrows. Very easily, Robinson could have picked that off, but he was interested in punishing Middleton.
Boy, those linebackers for Philadelphia, Robinson, LeMaster, they can run. Wilkes, good mobility. 2nd down, 10 from the 41. LeMaster, check that. Whitehurst giving off to Torkelson, and Torkelson to the 35-yard line, where it's going to bring up 3rd down and still 4 yards to go. That was Robinson and Wilson combining on the stop. Torkelson, let's look at him again.
Anticipating the pass, he goes back, runs the draw. You see Darrell Goforth coming through. He makes a good run with the football. He actually didn't follow his blocking, but he makes good, strong second effort there. Pick up some good yardage.
Torkelson at 6'2", 194 pounds. 3rd down, a long 3 to go, almost 4 yards. Whitehurst to Middleton. And Middleton to 28, and a tackling by face mask against LeMaster. LeMaster reaching in there, so they will be tacking some more yardage on. And that fake punt now is starting to move the Packers into the scoring position.
Philadelphia came on a blitz. You see Robinson, number 56, going in on the rush. Means there's single coverage in that secondary. Good smart throw, and you see the face mask right there. Frank LeMaster grabbing Middleton by the...
On the tackle, defense, number 55. First down.
And the first down to the 22-yard line. That pass completion was 14 yards. And so the Packers trailing 7-0 now with an excellent opportunity. Lofton and Thompson split out. Torkelson, Middleton, the running backs behind Whitehurst. Just outside a minute to go in the first quarter. Whitehurst, play action. Chased by Humphrey. Lofton, did he stay in bounds? He was out of bounds. Lofton tried to keep both feet in, could not. Dave Hark, one of the officials over there, was on top of that play all the way.
Obviously, in the opinion, I think David was a little late in his delivery of this ball. He was just a hair late in throwing the thing. He does make a good, accurate throw, leading Lofton back away. But in the opinion of the official, who's right there, he would have come down out of bounds. You see one in and one out.
Herman Edwards defending on the play. 2nd and 10 from the 22-yard line. The future of Green Bay, number 17, David Whitehurst. Only his 3rd year in the league. And this young man, they think, can get the job done. Whitehurst on the 2nd and 10. He hits Torkelson. Torkelson dropped immediately by Jerry Robinson as they will mark the ball in the vicinity of the 17-yard line. 3rd down and still 5.
Again, the Eagles elected to blitz here. They did not get any pressure at all on Whitehurst, giving him a lot of time. In the same pattern, it's been open every time. They failed to execute it a couple of times. Torkelson dropped one for a first down. This time he does make the reception, and Robinson's right there.
We have an update on Cincinnati and St. Louis, and the Bengals have added to their advantage.
Kenny Anderson threw another touchdown pass to Isaac Curtis. He has 2 now in that game.
3rd down, 5 yards to go, 20 seconds to go in this first quarter. Whitehurst has time to throw, can't find anybody, and he gets rid of it, but I don't know who he was throwing it to. Caught Humphrey rushing him.
He had Eric Torkelson standing back over there, and that's where he went in that vicinity, but he was just downing the ball, keep from having a loss on the play. Good defense that time. He didn't throw the ball on rhythm, and he had to throw it away and down the ball, and they're going to go for the field goal.
Tom Burney will come in. He's 2 for 2 since replacing the injured Chester Markle, and this will be a 34-yard attempt. Steve Wagner to hold. Burney, this is his 3rd game as their kicker, a left footer, and that kick is good. And Tom Burney now is 3 of 3. That's replacing Chester Markle. And so the Eagles, with 8 seconds left to be played in this first quarter, have taken a 7-3 lead, but it's been whittled down as the Packers have been fighting back.
America, the world is waiting.
Healthy spaces, glowing faces, a life that's full of life.
Your world is waiting, and Visa is there.
You're traveling, you're moving, you're giving more to life.
Wherever life is good, you're making it better. And Visa is there for traveling, shopping, and cash. Visa is the most widely recognized name in the world. Visa, we're keeping up with you.
The 79 Ford Countdown clearance is underway. Your Ford dealer is receiving allowances and additional cash incentives that he can pass on to you right now when you buy selected new 79 Ford cars and trucks. It could add up to $400 on V8 pickups, $500 on V8 club wagons and vans, $600 on rancheros. So see a Ford dealer now. Ask him about the $400, $500, and $600 better ideas.
Next Saturday, the CBS Sports Spectacular features highlights of the exciting LA Times 500, plus the final event and the battle of the NFL cheerleaders. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports.
Tom Burney, a first-year man out of Michigan State, a free agent, He was cut and re-signed when Chester Marco was hurt, and he's 3 of 3 in the field goal kicking department. He hit this one very well. Billy Campfield from the goal line. Campfield breaks it out across the 25 to the 28. A good tackle was made by John Thompson, or he might have taken that one quite a ways. Thompson, out of Utah State, the backup tight end on the special teams, making the tackle on the ball just outside the 28-yard line. As the first quarter has come to a close here at Lambeau Field, Philadelphia Eagles lead it 7-3.
You dance on a river of wood, and you never forget that the spinning shapes in the cold, dark water are your only bridge home. So you keep on dancing. And when you've coaxed enough logs into place to build a good-sized town, you can finally head for River's End and Miller Time. Miller Time. Time for the best-tasting beer you can find. Miller High Life. America's quality beer since 1855.
When it's time to relax. Time to relax. One beer stands clear. Miller beer. Miller tastes too good to hurry through. If you got the time, we've got the beer. Miller beer.
We're not exactly alike. I'm wearing JCPenney Plain Pockets jeans, and I'm wearing the world's best-selling jeans. My jeans are made of tough, heavy denim with good looks and great styling. And mine have this fancy stitching on the back pocket. But Plain Pockets only cost you $12. JCPenney Plain Pockets. The big difference between us and them is the pocket and the price. I'll buy lunch.
We've played 15 minutes of football, ready for quarter number 2. The Eagles have the football, a first down at the 28.5-yard line. Robert Montgomery, Leroy Harris, the running backs, behind Ron Jaworski. The Eagles with a 7-3 lead. Off to Montgomery, and Montgomery, who had only 7 yards prior to that run, has picked up 10, possibly 11 for a first down. Estes Hood over there to make the stop, and that's the Montgomery we've seen week in and week out.
You stop him occasionally, but not very often. You see slashing runners. We've said every game you see him play, he's impressive. Found a little daylight, scooted through it, picks up a first down.
He still has the best day of this season, 197 yards against the Cleveland Browns. Earl Campbell almost eclipsed that Thanksgiving Day, but he still has the mark. Here's Montgomery again on a first down, another 5, 6, 7, 9 yards as he's close to the 50-yard line. Johnny Gray, the free safety, up to make the stop. And the Giants still leading Washington.
And now in the third quarter, they got their touchdown on a 1-yard run by Doug Coder. They're leading 7-3. It's in the third quarter right now.
By the way, that last run by Montgomery moves him past his high of 1,220 yards of a year ago. So he's eclipsed a personal high of last year. And, of course, he's the first Eagle back to ever have back-to-back 1,000-yard years. Here's Leroy Harris carrying. And Harris to the 46.5. Terry Jones, a second-year man out of Alabama, number 63, made the stop for Green Bay. The Packers, as far as the rushing department is concerned, as far as the pass rush is concerned, 24 sacks this year, Sonny. Last year they had 48, as you're looking now at David Whitehurst.
Yeah, that was a big difference. That they talked about losing Ezra Johnson for a while, and Butler, you know, they only have 6 sacks between them so far, and they had 32 last season between them.
They're giving up 364 yards per game, and that is last in the NFC. Jaworski back on a pitch intended for Carmichael. Broken out. Beautiful play by Mike McCoy. McCoy at the 26, and Carmichael just couldn't find the handle.
Watch this pass, a square end pattern by Carmichael, about 15 yards. A lot of green shirts around that football. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. Green shirts around Carmichael.
Think they might respect him?
I think they do after he caught the 50-yarder earlier.
There's that stat we were just mentioning a while ago, 364 yards. Second down, 10. Harris and Montgomery both jump into a wing. Now they jump back. That's a new wrinkle. And a give to Montgomery, and Montgomery into the 45. Rich Wingo really popped him. Boy, I tell you, John Madden said earlier this year he's as fine a rookie middle linebacker as he's seen.
He just seems to get better. He really has a nose for the football. He plays well. They're going to the nickel defense now. They're taking him out, bringing in Wiley Turner.
You know, Wingo has this year 108 solo tackles. He's playing with a badly bruised thigh that he suffered in the fourth quarter of last week's game with Buffalo. Third down, still 8 yards to go. Carmichael and now Scott Fitzke is checked in. They're split at the bottom of the screen. Jaworski in a little bit of trouble. He gets rid of it. And the crowd feels he intentionally grounded that one. Charles Johnson, the rookie out of Maryland, putting pressure on, and I believe they're going to mark the ball back where he was down. They are saying that he was in the grasp and control, and they mark it back where he was down.
They have a little different terminology now. Instead of in the grasp, I think they call in control, just like you said, Gary. They said he was in control, and they're calling it a sack.
So they will bring up fourth down, 16 yards to go, and Runniger will kick. Johnny Gray is back for the Packers. Runniger hits a beauty. Did he get into that one? And it is going to just make it in. Jerry Robinson, number 56, down there. He seems to be down there all the time on the special team. A 53-yard kick that time by Max Runniger. This rookie out of South Carolina has been a remarkable kicker for Philadelphia.
Thunderbird. 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 Spread your wings in the new 1980 Thunderbird. Introducing a Thunderbird of new contemporary size that shows its elegant heritage wherever you look. Outside, inside. Yet it's remarkably priced, and that includes automatic transmission, power steering, power brakes, vinyl roof, and more. The new size Thunderbird, a better idea for the 80s.
Not for 1 year, or even for 2, but for 3 years in a row. One 19-inch color TV has challenged America's biggest sellers, RCA and Zenith. And every year, independent surveys show the Sylvania Superset, the clear winner for best overall color picture. Isn't it time you found out why Sylvania keeps winning and winning and winning? The Sylvania Superset. We may not be the biggest, but a lot of people think we've got the best picture.
Max Runniger with that last kick has now averaged 53 yards in his 2 efforts of the afternoon. The touchback setting the ball up at the 20-yard line for the Packers, who trail 7-3. They have Lofton and Thompson split to the bottom of the screen. 11:40 to go before halftime. Whitehurst off to Middleton. And Middleton just can't get the corner turned. Excellent pursuit by the Philadelphia Eagles. Sonny, we were talking before the game about how they get the plays into David Whitehurst. You visited with Zeke Bradkowski about it.
They have an arm. It's kind of a plastic little doohickey on his arm here that they give him the goal line plays and also other information. There's the man right there on the right of your screen with a microphone on, and he's the one that sends in the play. And if they don't have to send in a player to give the play, he can give him a signal, and he will go to his wrist to be able to call the play.
Second down, 10 from the 20. Whitehurst, the play action. Look out. He gets rid of it and completes it. Good catch by Lofton at the 35-yard line, and that'll be a first down. Whitehurst just got rid of that ball in time.
You better believe this is an excellent throw. He throws this ball before Lofton ever turns around. Has no place to throw the ball at. He's just guessing where he's coming back. It's something you work on time and time again. Just excellent timing. The ball had to be thrown perfectly. It was. Herman Edwards on the stop. No way to defend against that type of pass.
15-yard pickup to the 35-yard line. And the Packers starting to put things together. The Eagles could be in for quite an afternoon before this is all over. Whitehurst back again on first down. Overthrown. Wilson almost to the interception. Lofted the intended receiver at the 45. Renard Wilson, who already has 4 interceptions this year.
There's the signal. Let's see if we can pick up the signal by Zeke. Uh-oh, open hand, good, cross. Looks like a third base coach of some kind, doesn't he?
Let me ask you something. How long would it have taken you to get all that down? It would. You really have to go to school on those signals.
They had a big idiot board on the sidelines. They would hold up and say, 28, dummy.
Minnesota continues to really give Tampa Bay a real shellacking, 17-9.
Denmark kicked a 45-yard field goal.
Tampa Bay trying to clinch the division, and Minnesota will have nothing to do with it. Second down, 10. Whitehurst back. Kaufman at the 45. Defending on a play was Randy Logan.
You know, that crossing pattern every time, Gary, has been open to Kaufman and also to Torkelson, and they just haven't executed it well. A little earlier, Torkelson dropped one, which would have kept a drive alive. They just haven't executed that particular pass.
You know, Kaufman coming in here has 39 catches. That's a Packer record for a tight end. You remember the guy that had the record before? Ron Kramer, 37. You remember him very well.
Oh, big Ron Kramer, huh?
Third down, 10. Whitehurst on the 3rd and 10. Lofted. Wilson again coming up on the fly. They're trying to get it to their outstanding wide receiver, but he's been a little too tall in the last 2 efforts over the middle.
That ball just got away from him. He lost his grip on it. You saw how it took off, went over the receiver's head. He's shaking his head as he comes off the field.
Beverly now will kick. He has 1 punt for 44 as you're looking at it. On the 21, he'll put it. Jamona is back for Philadelphia. The Eagles look like they're going to really come after him this time. 10 men up on that line. Beverly gets it underway. Jamona at the 26-yard line. And he is snowed under at the 34. A 39-yard kick that time by Beverly. I tell you, coming across and flying in front of him was Latimer. He had a pretty good angle with that block, but he couldn't come away with it. We'll be back with the score 7-3 Philadelphia.
Wouldn't it be nice if batteries had gauges so you'd know ahead when you'd need a replacement? There's something good as a gauge better. The Rayovac Long Life Long Storage Alkaline. Now you can keep spares and never do without. See, its energy elements are compacted under 10,000 pounds, so that even after 4 years of standing there, it has more than 85% of its energy. Who needs a gauge? With Rayovac Alkaline, you can buy with confidence, buy spares with confidence, and never run out of gas.
Announcing a gas-saving breakthrough from Ford Motor Company. The first and only automatic overdrive transmission in any American-made car.
When your car reaches about 40, Ford's new transmission automatically shifts into overdrive.
The result? Your engine runs 1/3 slower for increased highway fuel efficiency. It's one of many engineering improvements that help 1980 Ford, Mercury, and Lincoln
cars average over 120 more estimated highway miles than last year on 20 gallons of gas. That's incredible.
Automatic overdrive at Ford, Mercury, and Lincoln dealers.
Next Saturday, the CBS Sports Spectacular features the final event in the Battle of the NFL Cheerleaders, plus highlights of the 9-ball pool championship. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports.
Well, that's what we mentioned earlier. The Eagles have never beaten the Packers in Wisconsin. I think they still remember that 1960 game when Vince Lombardi was beaten in the NFL title contest, and they've kind of taken out their wrath on him, haven't they?
I can recall back in '62 they took it out 49-0 in Philadelphia.
First down for the Eagles after a 39-yard kick by David Beverly. 7-3, the Eagles with the lead. Leroy Harris gets a block from Montgomery, and he's to the 45, 50, and out of bounds. Did you see Montgomery throw a block on that play? Rich Wingo eventually ran him out of bounds. Let's go back and watch 31, kick a man out, and Harris cut behind him.
He got excellent blocking here. I'll tell you what's impressive with watch number 50, Rich Wingo, won him down. He goes a long way to run him down. Harris gets in the open. You see how he has to throw his body at him just to knock him out of bounds.
Harris picking up the first down inside the Packer into the field at the 48-yard line. Harris coming in here at 285 yards rushing. This is Montgomery, and Montgomery bouncing off of people inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. Boy, is he tough. Not only physically, Sonny, but he's mentally tough. He'll just go inside and run as tough as anyone in the NFL.
He likes the game. He's got such a good attitude about playing the game, and I think that helps him, with this football team because they rely on him, and he just goes out, never complains, does his job week in and week out.
34 yards for Montgomery on 7 carries thus far. Jaworski's 3 of 6 in passing as he comes to 2nd down and 6. Montgomery again trying to go wide, and a fine tackle by Mike Douglas. Douglas, who most of this year has led this team in tackling, second-year man from San Diego State, and you can't make a better tackle than that.
This is what you call delivering the blow. Let's see who delivers the blow. I think both of them do. He gets him in the open, nobody in front of him. Montgomery lowers his shoulder, and they both go down. They both lowered their shoulders, and they both hit the turf.
Mike Douglas became the starting right side linebackers. You look at Marion Campbell and Carl Peterson of the Eagles. When John Anderson went out. Now Anderson's back, and they're playing him on the left side. They have some good young linebackers on this team. 3rd down and 7 from the 45. Jaworski, 3 of 6 in the passing department to Harris. John Anderson, who we just mentioned, is there, and that's going to be short of the first down. John Anderson, who has twice broken his arm, has it heavily wrapped. His left arm was there and covered it very well.
And they were able to cover very well because of the good rush.
Look at that.
Did you look at that? I'll tell you one thing. I felt like that a couple of mornings I know of.
Well, our producer, Bob Rowe, has also looked like that a couple of times. 4th down now, 4 yards to go. Runniger will kick.
What's he drinking? Green chartreuse or something?
Back deep is Johnny Gray. He's averaged 53 yards. This is going to be a fair catch by Gray at the 10-yard line, and the Packers will have it there. Johnny Gray, who's taken over the punt returns after Steve Odom was shipped out. That was a 32-yard kick that time by Runniger. Packers will have the football at the 7:27 mark.
The way to financial opportunity is sometimes filled with risk. But somewhere, there are good, solid ways to go. And our ability to put you on strong, solid ground is simply unavailable at any other investment firm. Merrill Lynch, a breed apart.
A great deal of time and care go into the production of a fine play, just as they go into the making of a fine wine. Paul Masson's Rhine Castle. The taste is smooth, flavorful, delicious. Paul Masson wines taste so good because they're made with such care. What Paul Masson said nearly a century ago is still true today. We will sell no wine before it's time.
Guard star was Zeke Brankowski and Bill Curry all discussing the situation. Boy, what a tradition they have here, Sonny. There's 3 of them that provided a lot of victories for the Packers.
Great people. Great human beings. They really are. Nice men.
At the 10-yard line, 1st down for the Packers.
Got an update on that Minnesota-Tampa Bay game. Tampa Bay is coming back. It's in the 3rd quarter. Minnesota leads 17-16.
Our score here in favor of the Eagles, 7-3. Whitehurst giving off to Torkelson. Torkelson able to get out to the 15 and across the 15-yard line. That offensive line for Green Bay weighs 270 pounds as an average. They're a young offensive line. Concar's a 4th-year man. Gopher 3rd. Harris 2nd. Cook 3rd. You know, you got to believe that they'll get better and better.
How much weight did McCarron gain this year?
He's up to 261 pounds. He started the year at 248. So they have been pumping the iron. Second down, and still 5 yards to go. And again, it's Torkelson, and not much running room.
Claude Humphrey made a real good play that time. He came around his block, made the play from behind.
Humphrey has 7 sacks. Hairston, who didn't start today, had 13 on the other side. That's 20 sacks from those 2 flanking positions. Humphrey just found a new life in Philadelphia.
Good attitude, providing a lot of leadership, too.
Humphrey coming over to join Marion Campbell, his former coach. Claude said it took him a while. He said that layoff after he quit in Atlanta slowed his progress.
Yeah, they do feel he's getting better each week now.
Third down and still 2 yards to go. There's Whitehurst for the day. Torkelson trying to pick up those 2 yards, and he's going to be very close. His forward progress, I think, got him the first down. It is the first down for the Packers.
Good running. And watch your blocking out in front. Watch Leotis Harris. Good block right there. He cuts in behind it. Gets up in there enough for the first down as he gets a lot of white shirts on him.
Torkelson playing after Barty Smith was hurt. Steve Atkins was hurt. Eddie Lee Ivory. He's one of those guys that you keep looking down the bench, and he's always ready to play. And he's getting an opportunity now. On a first down, Whitehurst. Going deep. Broken up. Defending on the play, Bobby Howard. Tullis, Walter Tullis, the intended receiver, and that's the man, Sonny, you said ran that remarkable 40-yard dash.
4-2-5. Both people going for the ball. Some people may have thought this was interference. Good throw by Whitehurst. Right on the money. Watch what a smart play that Howard makes right here, going for the football. His ball just as much as Tullis's. No interference call.
Bobby Howard, who is 34 years old, his 13th year out of San Diego State, has 2 interceptions. He has 36 for his career, so he's been in those situations before. Second down 10 as Whitehurst kind of shook him up a little bit on that one. Back to throw again. Protection is excellent. Lofton, the intended receiver, but behind him. Kaufman was open at the 30-yard line. There's a flag at the 7-yard line. Paul Kaufman was open, and he was waving his arms. It's going to be holding against Green Bay. So the Packers, with not good field position now, are going to be in a worse situation. Dennis Harrison back in the game after taking himself out earlier. Bigfoot, as they call him.
I think they'll decline the penalty here.
The field a little slippery, isn't it, Sonny? We've seen a couple of guys hit the deck out
Number
there.
79, holding, refused.
That's Mark
Third down.
Contar, the offensive left tackle. They will refuse it. Yep, Ken Iman. Another ex-Packer, along with Dick Vermeil. You know, there's tradition, and then there's really tradition up here, you know what?
Yes, there is.
Max Reniger, who's done a good job kicking today.
Boy, just to come back in this stadium brings chill bumps to me.
Third down, 10 yards to go as they refuse a penalty. Give to Turdell Middleton, and Bernard Wilson is there, coming up from his safety spot. No gain on that play, and that'll bring up fourth down. And so Jamono will come out to field his punt. Boy, the Eagles have had Wally Henry, who's done an excellent job. John Shira, who's done a good job. And now they have to use Jamono as both of those men are hurt. Shira can hold on the placements, but with that hamstring problem, they don't want to use him on punt returns. There's David Beverly. His average. 4:47 remaining in the first half. The Packers trailing 7-3. Jamono. Tough catch, but he made it, didn't he? 50-yard line and out of bounds at the 48 of Green Bay. That was Paul Rudzinski out of Michigan State after a 37-yard kick. And so the Eagles have good field position with 4.5 minutes remaining until halftime, and the Eagles with a 7-3 lead.
Ford 79 countdown clearance is underway. Your Ford dealer is receiving allowances and additional cash incentives that he can pass on to you now when you buy selected new 79 Ford cars and trucks. It could add up to $400 on V8 Mustangs and pickups, $600 on LTD, over $1,000 on Heritage Thunderbirds. See your Ford dealer now. Ask him about the $400, $600, and $1,000 better ideas.
Our corporation had to have an insurance company that pays medical claims promptly, fairly, and courteously. Connecticut General really came through for us.
Coming through for you. That's what CG people do.
Dental claim forms are a lot easier to fill out when they're in my language instead of insurance-ese. And that's how Connecticut General comes through for me.
Coming through for you. That's what CG people do.
Call us. We'll come through for you, too.
Next Saturday, the CBS Sports Spectacular features highlights of the exciting LA.
And Harris, the running backs, on his first down. Jaworski off to Montgomery. Montgomery doesn't get the blocking. Is coming up with Steve Luke. Boy, did Luke fire up from that strong safety. Sonny, they call Luke and Gray the hit brothers. They will really hit you from those safety spots.
They really became aggressive that time defensively. They played it. They had overshifted that way. The Eagles ran into the strength of the defense. And look how many green shirts are there waiting for Wilbert Montgomery.
You know, the Packers, even though they're 4-8, said they wanted to play even tougher today, the remaining 4 games, and they're doing that. Now look at Washington. They're within 1.
They're within 1 with 1:02 left in the third quarter. Mark Mosley hit his second field goal of the day. 7-6 Giants.
If it comes down to a kick, you know Mosley will be the man they'll need. Anybody in the NFL. Second down, still 10. Jaworski, flag thrown. He hits Keith Kreppley. Kreppley has it to the 29, but as I mentioned, a flag has been thrown. It's holding against Philadelphia. Kreppley, who caught that big 40-yard touchdown pass last week.
See if we can pick up the hold in here. Don't know quite who it's on. Stan Walters. It's hard to tell who it was on. Good pressure by the Green Bay Packers, and they get a holding call, and this play has to be called back. Big break for the Packers, too.
So that's going to bring it back to the Philadelphia end of the field. Let's listen now to Fred Silva.
Offense, number 75, holding.
That's who
Second
it was.
down.
Stan Walters, the All-Pro, played in his first Pro Bowl last year.
I hated to give him credit for it.
Credit or discredit? Okay, that Sizemore and Walters really played well with offensive tackle. Second down now, 21 yards to go. Well, that took him out of any thoughts of a field goal right now with Tony Franklin standing by. Jaworski on the play action. Beautiful protection. Charles Smith, and they can't make connection. Estes Hood defending on the play for Green Bay. You know, when you have Franklin in your arsenal, changes the dimensions of your field a little bit, doesn't it?
I was asking him before the game about this cold weather. You know, we had been talking about kicking up here in Green Bay and everything. And he said, it's not my foot that it bothers me. He says, I got a little heater for my bare foot to keep it warm. He said, the thing is, standing on the sidelines, just your body getting cold and not being loose and having the right rhythm to kick.
3rd and 21. You know, they mentioned the best start since 1961. You played on that football team.
There you go.
I didn't know you were that old.
Really not. I started young.
On a 3rd and 21. Jaworski, Carmichael, and almost intercepted by Steve Luke. When you start that ball up high, you think it's going to go over everybody, but you forget that Carmichael's 6'8".
Kind of an unusual pattern. Don't think Kreppley kind of cleared the zone like he wanted to. May have gotten held up because look how 2 receivers around the football there. Very unusual, almost intercepted.
Jim Gano defended on that play against Carmichael, and so the Eagles, a costly holding call, have their drive stall as Runninger will kick from the 26-yard line to Johnny Gray. 3.5 minutes to go till halftime. NFL Today coming up at halftime. Brett, Irv, and Jane will update you on some of those games that started earlier on the East Coast. Runninger's kick. And Gray's going to take it. And he's dropped immediately at the 20-yard line. All right, Monday night on CBS Sunny starts with Ken Howard starring in a dramatic episode of The White Shadow. And an hour of great comedy begins with MASH and ends with WKRP in Cincinnati. And Ed Asner is Lou Grant. All on CBS Monday. That's one of your favorite nights.
Yes, it is. I just love that WKRP show.
From the 20-yard line, the Packers with 3:21 remaining in the first half. They're down 7-3. Whitehurst setting up the screen to Middleton. Good move by Turdell Middleton, but he's still only going to get a yard. Nice open field move, but Jerry Robinson, who played for Dick Vermeil at UCLA, they retired his number there, made that stop. There's Jerry Sizemore, number 76. Mark Slater played at nearby University of Minnesota in his collegiate days. Tim Stokes, by the way, has now come in at left offensive tackle in place of Mark Concar.
Ex-Redskin. Tim Stokes, 6'5", 260.
He started all games last year for Green Bay when Concar missed the entire year. Second down and 9. Whitehurst with time. Coughlin, the intended receiver. And guess who was there again? Jerry Robinson. He's all over the place.
Jerry Robinson is playing well. Hey, somebody, Dennis Harrison, the defensive end, taking the place of Carl Harrison, just is hobbled. He just can't rush your pass at all. He just can't get down in his stance. He did not do anything that last play.
Well, they want to keep Hairston out of there, and Harrison's still in. By the way, Whitehurst now is 7 of 19 for only 42 yards. So he comes to a 3rd down and 9. Okay, this Eagles secondary has 18 interceptions, and for 9 straight games they had at least one. They're staying around that football pretty well. 3rd and 9. Lots of time. And almost picked up. Jerry Robinson, a pass intended for Turdell Middleton. I can't get over number 56. He's all over this football field.
Well, what a play he made that time. He followed the back all the way across. Very difficult job for a linebacker to do. You see him coming across right now, running with Middleton, going from right to left, and he cuts right in front of this pass. He had a touchdown if he catches it.
You know, Robinson came to UCLA as a running back, wide receiver, and they had to talk him into playing linebackers. That shows you how good an athlete he is. Beverly to kick from the 6. Jamona back for Philadelphia. 2:26 left in this first half. He hit it well. Jamona having trouble. And there's a flag thrown as he is driven all the way back to the 35-yard line. Lynn Burnham collided with Beverly. There was no flag there, but at the other end of the field, a flag has been thrown. 43-yard kick that time by Beverly with some pretty good pressure on. Well, when one of America's best-known black leaders is accused of lining his own pockets with civil rights money and of trying to kill people who got in his way, that's a story for 60 Minutes. Watch it this evening on CBS.
Boy, 60 Minutes has something exciting every week, don't they?
You just kind of plan your schedule around that show. Let's see what this penalty's all about. It was thrown on the near sideline, and it's obviously against Philadelphia.
I think Al Latimer did something illegal in his protecting of
on the run back, illegal use of the hands.
And that first down. That was clear away from where the ball was caught or the play. They saw that away from the ball, and it sets the ball up at the 29, and that was not what Philadelphia had in mind. They wanted the ball with good field position, and now with 2:15, they have their work cut out for them. Smith, Carmichael, split out. Jaworski to Montgomery, and Montgomery bounces to the 35-yard line, pick up a 6. And we approach the 2-minute warning. Montgomery's had to work for everything he can get. He has 39 yards now on 10 carries. Torkelson also has 39 yards for Green Bay. So the 2-minute warning here in Lambeau Field. The Philadelphia Eagles with a 7-3 lead when we return.
Sorry. I said we are not interested in that proposal.
The meeting is next Thursday, Bill.
60 long tons on September. Fredericks, are you listening to me?
If there's one thing you should remember about this deal...
Not knowing how to listen has cost American business billions of dollars. Well, as one of the world's major corporations, we at Sperry are doing something about it. We've set up extensive listening programs that Sperry employees worldwide can take part in. And when you do business with Sperry Univac or any of our other divisions, you're going to discover that Sperry listens like no one you've ever done business with.
80,000! I said 8,000! No!
Sperry, we understand how important it is to listen.
And the 2-minute warning has been executed here at Lambeau Field. The Eagles have a 2nd down 4 from their own 35-yard line. Jaworski in this game is 4 of 9 for 78 yards. He completed a 50-yarder to Harold Carmichael to set up their only touchdown of the afternoon. See Harris and Montgomery jumping around. That's a new wrinkle. They didn't use that last week or earlier this year. Here's Montgomery, and Montgomery is going to get the first down to the 40-yard line. And timeout called by Philadelphia. They have 2 remaining. Montgomery just kind of moves that pile forward, doesn't he, when he hits it?
He does. His legs are churning. A couple of updated scores. Minnesota, Tampa Bay. Minnesota, Tommy Kramer's thrown another touchdown pass, a 3-yard one to Ricky Young. Cincinnati leading St. Louis now 28-14. Jim Hart threw another 51-yard pass.
And Cleveland-Pittsburgh, Sonny, what do you got on that?
Pittsburgh, another touchdown pass from Brian Sipe. He's thrown 3 touchdown passes in that game. 27-13 now they lead.
Boy, neither one of those teams can afford to lose that game. Pittsburgh, of course, wants to keep pace with Houston, who won Thursday, and Cleveland. Well, if they want to get into the playoffs, they've got to win that one. That AFC is something.
I got an AFC score here. Buffalo leading New England 6-3, and that's in the 3rd quarter.
And our score here is 7-3 in favor of Philadelphia.
McNamara has kicked 2 field goals in that game, and this is in the 4th period now. 2 Mark Mosley field goals and a Doug Coder touchdown for the Giants.
The Giants, under the direction of Phil Simms, have been a different football team. There's Lynn Burnham, excellent pass rusher. Rod Humphrey. So the Eagles would like to at least get within field goal range of Tony Franklin, who earlier this year booted a 59-yarder. Jim Gano has come in defensively for Green Bay. As Eagles with a first down at the 40-yard line. Butler, Terry Jones, and Ezra Johnson up front as they get an extra linebacker in. Jaworski, pressure put on by both ends. He gets it off, incomplete. Montgomery can't hang on. Boy, I'll tell you, Butler and Johnson came in from both sides, and that shows you when those guys are healthy what havoc they can raise.
That is a big difference. Boy, you can help your defense so much getting to that quarterback, forcing them into long passing situations, and that's what Green Bay is doing today.
48 sacks a year ago. Johnson had 20 and a half. Butler had 11 and a half. 2nd and 10, 1:48 left till halftime. Johnson almost jumped offside. Jaworski has trouble with the snap. And at the 35-yard line, they unpile. Boy, Jaworski saved it, but he really paid for that one.
Sometimes we mentioned earlier about the field being a little slick. He never gets the handle on the football. And fortunately, Guy Morris didn't kick it while he was pass protecting.
Wingo dropped on top of him. A loss back to the 36-yard line. It'll be 3rd down now. 14. There's Tony Franklin. Got his shoe on, believe it or not. I didn't know he could even practice with it on. Did you?
No.
This is Montgomery, and again, he can't hang on. Jim Gano coming up to deliver the blow, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
Even if they had completed that pass, it wouldn't have been enough for the first down. Jim Gano right there to make the play, and it had been very short of the first down.
I'll say it again, Philadelphia is in for a struggle here today. You can see it developing as each minute this Packer team seems to get a little more confidence in themselves. Runniger from the 20-yard line to kick. 7-3. The Eagles with the lead. Slater snaps it, and Runniger hit it a mile high. Gray coming up, makes the fair catch at the 29-yard line. And with 1:09 left, the Packers have the football. Well, let's look ahead next Saturday at 4:30 Eastern Time to the CBS Sports Spectacular. We have the 9-ball championship, part 1 of the Professional Pool Players Association 9-ball championship. Some of the top-ranked players in the country taking part. And then the battle of the NFL cheerleaders, the 5th event, the jet ski race, and the Los Angeles Times 500 stock car race. Highlights will be televised as Richard Petty and Darrell Waltrip will be going nose-to-nose in that one. From the 29, Whitehurst with 1:08 with which to do something. Andre Thompson can't hang on. Frank LeMaster there. Might have been looking around a little bit on that one.
When there were some white shirts, he had to go up high for the football and come down with it. And a lot of white shirts waiting for him to make that reception. He'd had to really pay the price to make it.
2nd down 10. There's Thompson. Thompson is an excellent runner once he gets the football. He was a former running back out of East Texas State. He had 17 catches coming in here. Whitehurst has been busy. He's thrown 21 passes already in this game. Hit 7 of them. Complete to Torkelson, and he's hit by John Bunting immediately. Lost back to the 20-yard line. John Bunting. Boy, Bunting coming back from knee surgery still has that quickness.
I tell you, he makes a play here. He beats the blockers there on a little outlet pass, a little screen pass, and he's there before Leotis Harris gets there, and he throws him for a loss.
They're not huddling up. You see the time remaining in the first half on a 3rd and 17. Whitehurst to Thompson. Thompson at the 40, putting on a couple of moves, and that is going to be a first down if they mark it on top of the 40-yard line. You could see, again, how effective he can be running the football. He made a pretty good move out there.
Boy, good throw by Whitehurst this time, just splitting a little, finding a little opening in the zone, going back, good protection. Look at the time he's got to throw this football. You see how much they miss Carl Harrison this time. See, right between the 3 shirts, makes a good throw. Thompson trying to work, pick up the first down.
They did get the first down. And with 26 seconds left, well, that's one way of keeping that old noggin warm.
I'd like to have that hat, wouldn't you?
Nobody knows how to dress for the weather better than these Green Bay Packer fans. Well, looking ahead to next week, Chicago tried to rebound against Tampa Bay, and Tampa, I think, would have liked if they had that division ramped up before that one.
Well, I'm sure of that. A lot of games. We talked about a 4-game season. Some of these teams aren't making the playoffs, but they can certainly be spoilers.
Detroit, Green Bay will certainly play the role of spoiler and will be in Philadelphia next week for that Lions game. And then Atlanta, San Diego. Atlanta was getting bombed today by New Orleans. Minnesota, Los Angeles, and the Giants could give Dallas a real struggle.
Well, that's right. Every game. Dallas has to have every game the next 3.
Hey, they spelled your name right, too.
How about that? Is that how you spell it?
All Duke graduates could spell, couldn't they?
I got an update on that Washington game with 8:19 left in the 4th quarter. The Giants have scored another touchdown. 14-6 now they lead.
First down for the Packers, just short of the 40-yard line. 26 seconds left in the first half. Whitehurst. And Lofton, did he get in bounds with it? No. Good effort, though. Second-year man from Stanford. I'll tell you. How does he get that off? He doesn't wear it all week, I hope.
I don't understand how Bob Rowe can produce a game from the stands the way he does like that. Was he
So at the 40-yard line, 2nd and 10 with 19 seconds. There's Lofton.
Well, that pass is so hard to throw because you got to throw the ball on the line about 40 yards right on the line. Here's that game. Billy Taylor got in, a 1-yard run, 14-6 the Giants. Big touchdown for them.
Again, should they lose that game, the Redskins and the Eagles win. The Eagles are all by themselves at the top of the NFC East. Lofton and Tullis, the wide receivers. Back to throw, Whitehurst on a 2nd and 10. And Thompson the closest to the football at the 45. Crowd here not very happy about that play. It'll bring up 3rd and 10 with 13 seconds.
Well, Whitehurst has done an excellent job. How can you boo a situation like this when you've got 8 men about 30 yards deep covering the pass? It is difficult to find an opening to throw that thing in.
What's your impression of Whitehurst thus far?
I like him. I think he has a lot of poise. I think that David Whitehurst is a lucky young man to have the opportunity to work with people like Bart Starr and Zeke Bradkowski. That is why he's such a good quarterback today. He's gaining in confidence every week.
3rd and 10 with 13 seconds. Whitehurst, as you saw his stats, 9 of 25. Whitehurst, complete. Nope, Kaufman couldn't handle it at the 45. And that'll bring up a 4th down. So they'll have to kick with 8 seconds left in the first half. There's Kaufman, a free agent out of Kansas State. Came the starter this year when they let Rich McGeorge go, and he has been one of the real surprises in the NFL.
Any opportunity to score here would be go for the block right here. Let's see if Philadelphia will go for the block.
They've been close earlier. Latimer, who's at the bottom of your screen. See him, number 29? He was close the last time.
David Beverly sets up a little shorter than most kickers.
They're putting a return on Sunday. They didn't even come after him.
Kind of unusual. I thought they might go for the block.
Jamona at the 15 to the 21, and that's going to do it. So the first half is over here at Lambeau Field as the Philadelphia Eagles, with an excellent opportunity to move into first place all by themselves, lead at 7-3. Let's go to the NFL today in New York.
Back live in New York, I'm Brent Musburger. A lot of surprises. Let's go to the scoreboard. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers needing a win to get into the playoffs. Trail Minnesota 23-16 in the 4th. Doug Williams has the Bucs on the move in that game. In the rain and slop in Atlanta, New Orleans moving its record on the year to 7-6. They have dominated the Falcons from beginning to end. Gary Premium has kicked a couple of field goals, 23 and 44 yards in that game. Muncie, Strawn, and Galbraith have all rushed in for the Saints. St. Louis coming back in the second half. It is now Bengals 31, Cardinals 21. Chris Barr kicked a 48-yarder, but in that game, Jim Hart hit Tilley from 51 yards out and 37 yards, and the Cardinals are on the rally. Big game for the Washington Redskins. They trail the Giants 14-6. Taylor just barged in for the Giants' second touchdown from a yard out. Bill Sims doing his usual good job for the Giants this afternoon. And in a battle of the field goals, New England scored its first touchdown. Grogan, quarterback sneak, a yard out. 10-6 is the score there in that game. And what could be a major upset? Cleveland 27, Pittsburgh 20. They are in the 4th period. Bradshaw trying to bring the Steelers back as hit Harris from 2 yards out. Franco also ran from 1 yard out. In the game, Brian Sipe has 3 touchdown passes. And, of course, the game you're watching at the half, Philadelphia 7, Green Bay 3. Now let's turn our attention to some of the highlights of that game. Down in Tampa Bay, it rained earlier today. And, of course, I don't have to tell you how strong Doug Williams' arm is. Here he is sending Giles, his tight end, deep on this pattern right here. Right down over the middle to the 2-yard line. And from there, Ricky Bell, number 42, barged in for the Buccaneer touchdown. They missed an extra point, though, and it loomed big. Tommy Kramer then rallied the bikes. Watch him make like Fran Tarkenton on this play. Buy time, scramble, wait for a receiver to get open, and it was Gary LeCount. Touchdown, Minnesota. Then just a few moments later, it was Kramer going to the very talented Ahmad Rashad. Watch Rashad slip a tackle right there and get loose. And the 23-yard line, dash in. It was a 33-yard touchdown overall. Johnny Davis got the Buccaneers back into it. When he got to the outside, Ricky Bell with a fine lead block, and this made it 17-16 Minnesota. Tom Blanchard was then set up to punt, and Minnesota went for the block and came away with it. And they recovered on the 20-yard line. Kramer then going to Ricky Young. And if there's one thing Young could do coming out of that backfield, it is catch the pass. And right now, Irv, it is 23-16, Minnesota leading the Bucs.
New Orleans Saints lead the Atlanta Falcons by a score of 27-6 in the 3rd quarter. Archie Manning, despite all the rain, has had a pretty good game throwing the ball. In the 1st quarter, the uncorked one, number 89, Wes Chandler, makes a spectacular one-handed catch. Watch this. He goes way up, makes a great catch, setting up a scoring opportunity for his offensive club, and they take advantage of that as Mike Strawn goes in from 3 yards out. Touchdown, 7-0 New Orleans in the 1st quarter. Chuck Muncie is the man who carries most of the workload in the running game for New Orleans. Running off his right end, Muncie turns upfield, breaks a couple of tackles, goes in 15 yards out. 14-0 New Orleans over Atlanta. Here's a play. Fourth down punting formation.
Ball was muffed, and Parker's a kicker. On an automatic, throws the ball to Bruce Williams, and it looks as though the Saints are going to get a touchdown, but an illegal man was upfield. The play was called back, and the Saints now lead in the third quarter, 27-6.
One of the more entertaining games of the day being played in Cincinnati. The St. Louis Cardinals falling behind early and then rallying against the Bengals. Pete Johnson has come on strong for the Bengals. Here he is barging across for a 2-yard touchdown. And then the combination. Quiet much of the year. Finally getting back together. Anderson, Curtis, touchdown, Cincinnati, 43-yarder. And again, it was Johnson, his second score of the afternoon, and the Bengals made it look easy. But the Cardinal offensive line gave Jim Hart some time, and he hit Pat Tilley with the score that made it 28-7. Then it was Anderson Curtis again, making it 28-7 on this one, 19-yard scoring pass. But Hart again coming back off the play action, went deep to Pat Tilley on a 1st and 10, and it was 28-14 as Tilley completed the bomb for the Cardinals. Now watch Hart go to Morris for the touchdown that cut it to 7. 28-21, and the Bengals have since kicked the field goal. And let's send you back now to Green Bay and Gary Bender.
7-3 our score here at Lambeau Field. The Eagles trying to match their victory output of 1978 with a win and a chance to move into sole possession of first place.
Spread your wings. Introducing the new 1980 Thunderbird, a Thunderbird of new contemporary size that shows its elegant heritage wherever you look. And with its new size and a new 4.2-liter engine, this Thunderbird has excellent estimated gas mileage and also offers the first automatic overdrive option built in America, a new engineering breakthrough. The new size Thunderbird, a better idea for the 80s.
Gentlemen, tonight we're brought together here by two things we all love. Good food and light beer from Miller. I want to take this opportunity myself to tell you, I don't get no respect.
Garçon, je dis saignant. Si elle est pas saignante, sounds good, but what is it?
Meatloaf sandwich and a light. Gentlemen, as we all know and appreciate, light has 1/3 less calories than a regular beer, and it's less filling.
But the best thing is it tastes great.
Less filling. Gentlemen.
Hey, Deacon, pass the roll. Hey, Charlie, that's my beer.
No, this is by your broccoli.
This is my broccoli. That's my beer.
What's wrong with you guys?
Hey, Bubba, you want the peas? Ooh. You gonna eat all that?
Just showing off.
Gentlemen, in closing, I'd like to think I speak for all of us when I say if it wasn't for Light, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Hey, you're for power.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Next Saturday, the CBS Sports Spectacular features highlights of the exciting LA Times 500. Plus, the battle of the NFL cheerleaders with 16 teams representing the NFC and AFC competing in the final event, the Jet Ski Contest. And highlights of the Professional Pool Players Association 9-Ball Championship. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports.
7-3, that's our score at halftime. The Eagles leading the Packers at Lambeau Field. As Philadelphia, I'm sure very much aware of what's happening in that New York Giant Washington Redskin game, as the Giants are leading in that one, which means before this day is all over, if things continue as they are right now, Philadelphia would be in sole possession of first place in the NFC East. A man alongside me who's been watching this game very closely as well as that game back in New York, Jim Murray, the general manager of the Philadelphia Eagles. Jim?
You know, this has been a crazy year, hasn't it? I remember that 3-game losing streak you guys went into. You've gotten out of it. Now Dallas has gone into a 3-game losing streak. It's hard to figure.
It's almost like the weather in Green Bay. Almost anything can happen. And, of course, we're a team, Gary, that has to earn everything we get. And you can see another gut-wrencher. I'm sure everybody back in Philadelphia is just hanging on here. And Green Bay's a good football team, and we're going to have to play tough to maintain our position here even at halftime.
You know, Jim, we were just remarking, you had to go to the last game of last year to win 9, so you're in a much better position than a year ago.
Oh, hey, you know, usually at Thanksgiving, we used to be the turkeys. We haven't had a situation where Philadelphia's been this excited about the Eagles, at least since Leonard Toews has owned the team for a decade. And, you know, it's really great. Our town, you have to understand how intense and loyal our fans are. And they're really excited, and they don't want us coming back from Green Bay without that win. We have to win this game. As the coach says, our destiny's in our hands. We don't have to worry what happens. Washington, Dallas. We're going to get to play Dallas. We're going to get to play Detroit. We have to beat Green Bay in the second half.
Jim, you've done a lot of things well, but maybe the best thing you've ever done is recruit Dick Vermeil from the West Coast. You had to do a pretty good salesman job on him, didn't you?
Well, Dick Vermeil was really a West Coast guy, and as I've told people in Philadelphia many times, when we asked him to come, he said, look, why should I come to Philadelphia? I have the best job in football. I just won the Rose Bowl. I'm going to probably win it again. And what about those fans? And I said, Dick, those fans are so hungry for something good to happen. You'll get a standing ovation if you win the toss. And he's won more than the toss. He's won the fans' hearts. And it'd be easier to get the Liberty Bell out of Philadelphia than Dick Vermeil. He's a Philadelphian. Forget California. We got him. He's staying. And we're going to get better as long as he's here.
Jim, you've had an exciting year. The Pope came to Philadelphia and your newborn son.
Well, that God has really been beautiful. He's blessed our team. He's blessed me. I have a son, John Paul, who I named after the Pope on Super Bowl Sunday. And out of 1 million people in Logan Circle, the Pope left the procession that he had lived. He was supposed to ride by. He came up, and Eddie Mahan, my friend and our photographer, took what is the greatest picture of my life. It's my spiritual Super Bowl, and I am having a heck of a year. God has really been good to me, and that might be the greatest thing that ever happened to me.
Well, the thing I mentioned earlier in this game, to get back to this, is that the closer the Packers can play, the longer they stay close, the tougher it's going to be for Philadelphia today.
You can't understand how beautiful this town is without being here. This is a unique franchise, and Bart Starr has been hit with a lot of injuries. The people here just love him. They love the Packers, and there are just too many good football players down there. They're not conceding anything to the Eagles. But Dick Vermeil has us more prepared than the Marine Corps, and I am sure that he's giving a speech comparable to the speech he gave last night when Sid Gilman said one of the best talks he ever heard a coach give a team. And, it's not the talk, and we're going to go out there and play hard in the second half.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
Jim Murray, who is the general manager for the Philadelphia Eagles, will return to Lambeau Field after this word from your local station.
Jerry.
Sunday.
Oh, it's me. God, not what you expected, huh?
George Burns stars with John Denver in...
It's a miracle. I don't do miracles.
Oh, God.
This is CBS.
Okay. All right. Oh, wait, you got to move over here.
The NFL on CBS. Today's game is sponsored by Ford and your Ford dealers, who bring you the better idea cars and trucks for the 80s. The Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. And by Owens Corning Fiberglass Corporation, makers of fine fiberglass products for consumers and industry.
In many of the world's emerging nations, telecommunications isn't as much of a problem as it used to be. Thanks to, for one thing, microwave relay systems, which greatly facilitated telephone calls within the country. And even more important, something called earth stations, which made it possible to call out of the country via satellite.
G.
No, GTE.
Take care of your car at Kmart. Our automotive service centers care.
Shop for Christmas at your Kmart Automotive Center. Save up to $39 on an auto sound system. For just $96, you get an AM/FM stereo radio with 8-track or cassette, plus a pair of great-sounding 5-inch or 6x9 coaxial speakers, all for $96 at Kmart Automotive Centers across the U.S., where quality car products are Kmart priced.
They call it the city of brotherly love, but I like to think Philadelphia is a United Way city. How about you, Brooks? What does United Way mean to you?
Learning to swim at the Y.
How about you, Kim?
It means the Girl Scouts, Dad.
I'm John Bunning of the Philadelphia Eagles, and this is my family. You might say that we're a United Way family. We've all been helped by the United Way. But as volunteers, Renee and I have seen what United Way does for so many people, both in the city and in the suburbs. It helps people in distress. It helps the whole community. It helps people of all ages, all walks of life, rich, poor, every race and every creed. Because there are people who care. United Way works here in Philadelphia. It works in your town, too. Thanks to you, it works for all of us. The United Way.
United Way.
The preceding announcement was furnished as a public service by the National Football League. 7-3 our halftime score. A game that's a dangerous one for Philadelphia.
I tell you, we expected to see some offense. So far, it's been both teams' defense has been outstanding.
Let's look at some of the highlights in the first half of play. Eric Torkelson is going to fumble here, and the Philadelphia Eagles will pounce on the ball at the 40-yard line. 34 turnovers this year for Green Bay.
Just lost control of it.
And then, coming back to take advantage of it, Ron Jaworski will hit Harold Carmichael, and this will go for 50 yards and continued his streak.
That's right, but Jaworski's only completed 4 passes in the first half, just for 78 yards, and 50 of them came on this play and on this pass to Wilbert Montgomery for the touchdown.
Montgomery getting loose, 11 yards, point after, made it 7-0. All of this happening in the first quarter of play. But then the Packers came back and they faked a punt as Beverly's going to throw to Jim Gano, a linebacker. And Gano over the middle, continued down the field, setting up a Packer field goal of 34 yards by Tom Burney. And that's where we stand right now as we're ready to go in the second half of play. 7-3 Philadelphia, and that is Burney kicking off. A little bit short. And picked up, and Larry Barnes is going to move it out to the 35, 36, 37-yard line. And look at the stats in the first half. As far as passing is concerned, either team, well, for that matter, not a lot of offense all over.
Well, you see the 10 out of 27, but one of those was from David Beverly for Green Bay in the pass completions. But Whitehurst only 9 out of 26 passes, something like 53 yards.
Getting a little bit colder here, too. It started out at kickoff about 30 degrees, and I think that temperature is dipping a little bit. On the 38, here's Montgomery. Montgomery can't get the corner turn because John Anderson is over there. Montgomery had 44 yards in the first half. Had a tough time turning the corner. As you look at that Packer bench and David Whitehurst. Whitehurst was busy in that first half, throwing 26 passes.
We mentioned in the first half, Gary, that Green Bay, the 4 wins that they have is when their defense was outstanding. Their defense has played well today, yet they still trail in this football game.
It'll bring up second down, 9 yards to go. Smith, Carmichael, split out. Jaworski on the 2nd and 9, protection, gives it off to Montgomery. Montgomery to the 40, 45, and he has the first down as he's drilled out of bounds at the 49 by Charles Johnson. Good effort by Montgomery.
Well, a good place to throw the screen. You know you're going to get the strong rush from Ezra Johnson. He comes in with a big pass rush here. You see him getting up, coming right in the face of Jaworski. They didn't execute this play in the first half. Good block there by Stan Walters. Breaks him free. Charles Johnson chases him, pulls him out of bounds with a little help from Mike McCoy.
At the 48-yard line is where they mark it. The Eagles with their initial first down of the second half. Just underway, 7-3 in the second half. The Eagles on top. And they, I'm sure, are aware that the Giants are beating the Redskins back east. Jaworski. Smith, he has it. Nope, he was out of bounds again. Well, that's reminiscent of the first half when he was on that far sideline.
They've executed the play twice, splitting the zone. They hit double both outside receivers. So many more teams are going to that type of coverage, doubling the outside receivers, and both times he's been pushed out of bounds. You see that score there, 14-6. And from what I understand, Gary, Kenny Houston, the great strong safety of the Washington Redskins, has broken his arm in that game.
Boy, what a blow that would be. You know, this year, teams have completed 58.7% of their passes against the Packers. But today, Jaworski's only 5 of 13. Second down, 10 yards to go. Krepfle. Johnny Gray had it for a moment. The ball overthrown to Krepfle, and Johnny Gray almost had his 4th interception. Wiley Turner, number 20, who's only about 170 pounds in on that play.
He forced this a little bit into coverage because they got the free safety way back. The ball is up. You see right here, overthrown and almost intercepted is right. Just a little bad concentration there on his part, or Gray has an interception.
We understand, Bob Rowe, our producer, indicates that in that Washington-New York game, there's only 1:06 left. So again, we point out that if that game remains as it is and the Eagles win here, they're atop the pack all by themselves. 3rd down and 10. He kind of looped that one over to Krepfle. Fine throw that time. He kind of placed that one, but there is a flag that has been thrown, I believe.
I tell you, that it wasn't a flag, Gary, but he really took a hit after that. Jaworski, I'm talking about, really takes a strong hit after he throws the ball, and he does ad-lib. He stays. Watch this from ground level right here. You see him going back. He doesn't find anybody open initially. He moves in the pocket, but the rush finally catches up with him, and he takes a big, strong blow from Terry Jones, goes down, finds Krepfle enough for the first down, but Jaworski is hurting.
That was a 19-yard completion. I like the way he put some touch on that football. Here's Montgomery. Montgomery to the 20. To the, check that, the 30 to the 29-yard line. Boy, he has paid for every time he's carried the football.
Well, when you said 20, I thought he got there much quicker than I anticipated.
At the 29-yard line, it'll bring up 2nd down now. 6 yards to go. Tyler comes out. There's Montgomery. And now for the game. He has a total of 48 yards on 13 carries. 2nd and 6. Smith. Carmichael to the bottom of the screen. They're picked up by McCoy and Estes Hood. This is Harris, and Harris now to the 25-yard line. Going to be about a yard short of the first down, maybe 2. Rich Wingo, the middle linebacker, again on the tackle.
Big play coming up here. They need to keep this drive alive. They don't want to settle for a field goal here or a field goal attempt by Franklin. They want to pick up the first down. They're taking out Charlie Smith, bringing in their backup tight end, John Spagnola, the 6'4", 240-pound rookie from Yale.
He started the year with New England, and they picked him up as a free agent, and he's been a welcome addition. Here we go, 3rd down, a long one. Montgomery has it to the 20. He's close to the 15-yard line. Johnny Gray made the stop, and give credit to that offensive line.
Boy, Morris, Key, Peoples, all of them up front. Look at it, really getting off on the ball. Great block by Woody Peoples that time, all the way to the free safety, Johnny Gray, who has to bring him down.
That's a veteran forward wall as opposed to Green Bay. Walters in his 8th year, Key's 10th, Morris his 7th, Peoples his 11th year, and Sizemore playing in his 7th year. First down, Harris, and Harris tried to avoid Charles Johnson, and they're going to lose some yardage on that play.
Boy, Johnson got out there in a hurry that time, just slanted out, read the play, the direction of the play. Sometimes you get a little tip about what teams like to do from certain formations. It looked like that the Packers did then.
Mike Butler has been shaken up for Green Bay. Robert Barber replaces him. Butler's had a lot of trouble with a dislocated elbow, but it looks like a leg problem. Second down, you see it, 11 yards to go. Montgomery in motion. Now sets up. Jaworski delivering the ball to Carmichael. Touchdown. Harold Carmichael wide open. That's his 7th touchdown catch of this year.
All right, they're going to the double wing set, getting Montgomery out of the backfield. Really set up this play. It kind of confused the coverage. Good, accurate throw by Jaworski, right on the money. You see how open Carmichael is for the touchdown. He beat Mike McCoy for the touchdown then.
Impressive drive by the Eagles. 17-yard touchdown pass. So the Giants now have defeated Washington. We have a final on that as Tony Franklin adds the point after. And now it's 14-3 in favor of Philadelphia. So if the Eagles win here, they're in first place as the Redskins have been beaten.
Oh, Grandpa, he's so cute.
Yeah, he's more than just a soft, cuddly dog. See, he's got a radio in his tummy.
Radio Shack's adorable, petable portables with AM radio inside. 6 different animals, priced $11.95 to $15.95. Choose the raccoon, black poodle, boxer, Pekingese, white terrier, and brown spaniel.
I love him. I love you.
Gift-priced animal radios, only at Radio Shack.
Remember this when you choose an airline. American was first with computerized reservations to answer your calls faster.
We were first with curbside baggage processing to handle your luggage faster. And we were first with one-stop check-in to get you through the airport faster. We're American Airlines, and finding ways to serve you better is one of the things we do best.
We're American Airlines, doing what we do best.
Next Saturday, the CBS Sports Spectacular features highlights of the exciting LA Times 500, plus the final event in the Battle of the NFL Cheerleaders. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports.
I don't know about you, Sonny, but that makes me cold looking at that barefoot on this turf here as it continues to get colder. The Eagles now, they 14. The 3 lead as Howard Sampson will now bring the ball out for Green Bay on the short kick. And that's one of the few times I've seen Franklin not get the ball down there a long ways, and you wonder that cold weather could have affected that kick.
He's going to have to get a little antifreeze in that foot.
There's the scoring drive, 62 yards. We have a new quarterback coming in for Green Bay, Lynn Dickey. Dickey has come in replacing David Whiters, who leaves with an afternoon's effort of 9 for 26 and 53 yards. Dickey has only thrown 3 passes this year. He's 2 for 3 for 17 yards. At the 28-yard line, first down. Dickey gives off to Middleton, and Middleton across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Lynn Dickey has battled back from a severe leg injury. In fact, he's still playing with a rod in his leg, which will be removed at the conclusion of this season. There he is, out of Kansas State, his 9th year. He was playing very well, and in Milwaukee County Stadium, the Rams sacked him and broke his leg in 2 places. Lynn Burnham has now come in at defensive end, replacing Dennis Harrison. Second down and 7. Dickey to Middleton again. Middleton hit by Randy Logan as he advances it to the 34-yard line. It'll bring up third down and still a good 4, almost 5 yards to go.
Gary, with 4:42 left in the fourth quarter, Cleveland is leading Pittsburgh 30-27. Franco Harris got another touchdown for Pittsburgh.
I tell you, Pittsburgh's come from behind quite often this year. They may do it again. Lynn Dickey was out the last 5 games of 77 with that fractured left leg. A long and intensive rehabilitation. He made his first appearance in the 9th game of this season. Now his 2nd of the year. Dickey back on third down. The flag is thrown. Wide open is Tullis. Walter Tullis, and he's the fastest man on the Packer team. To the 40-yard line, but a flag is holding against Green Bay. They will bring it back as a Packers punt holding. That was a 25-yard gain that'll go for naught. Boy, that Tullis, he gets in the open field. You better look out.
You better look out. I think Greg Cook is complaining to the official there. I think he feels that he's been one call for it.
Offense, number 68. Illegal use of the hands in the mask.
See if we can pick it up, Sonny.
And they say he pushes in the mask. He's going to be on the left of your screen. On the left, way outside, the far man on the... And you see the flag is down before the ball is thrown.
Tullis has 7 catches this year. That would have been a 25-yard gain. By the way, that's the first penalty on the Packers. There's been 5 thus far against Philadelphia. You can see it's getting a little colder. They're getting the parkas on now, putting the hoods up.
That's why I put mine on.
Third down, 12 yards to go. Dickey delivers to Lofton, and that will be a first down catch. And I'll tell you something, on 2 deliveries, Dickey's been right on the mark.
He's got a good arm, very strong arm. Threw the ball well. He steps back up in the pocket here. He gets good protection. A little pressure from outside. You see the pressure coming. Watch him move back through the pocket. Another accurate throw. The first 2 balls he's thrown been right on the money.
16-yard pickup, and to the 44 of Green Bay. The Packers down 14-3 with a lot of time left. We are at the 8-minute mark of the third quarter. Already the Giants have defeated the Redskins. The Eagles know what's at stake in this game. Here's Torkelson, and he'll go nowhere because Reggie Wilkes just played that very well.
Boy, he just plays off his blocker this time and really slips outside the block. Torkelson nowhere to go, couldn't come back in. Johnson had pursued along the line of scrimmage. LeMaster there also. Good play by the Eagle linebackers.
Reggie Wilkes was the first pick that the Eagles had last year in 1978. He was a 3rd rounder, as this was the first year that the Eagles had had a first-round pick in a long time. There's Jim Gano, number 51. 2nd down, 13. Dickey back. Delivers complete to Kaufman. And Kaufman is a yard short of the first down. Randy Logan made the tackle. Boy, he's put some new fire in this football team.
Boy, he has. That's why you make a change like this. Get the quarterback in, somebody come in, get a hot hand, generate some offense, and he hits Paul Kaufman on a crossing pattern. Very close to the first down. I think they might go for it.
Pickup of 11. They have 3rd down, a yard to go. Kaufman and Thompson both come in now. Both tight ends in.
Boy, St. Louis has come back 34-28 now.
The ball at the 48-yard line of the Eagles. Lofton split out at the bottom of the screen. Dickey to Torkelson. Torkelson, first down. Torkelson stopped just short of the 45-yard line. And the Packers are on the move.
I said I thought they were going for it. I thought it was 4th down. That's why I had to get out of the game. I couldn't count with 4.
Well, they haven't indicated the first down. Are they going to have to measure from our vantage point? I think they have it. They do. Thompson comes out. Not to confuse you, John Thompson comes out. Andre Thompson goes in. Clock put back into motion just outside 6 minutes remaining in this third quarter.
Boy, the New Orleans Saints really doing it to the Atlanta Falcons. 4th period score 34-6.
They've lost 3 heartbreakers to Atlanta, and they're doing something about it today. Here's Middleton. Middleton to the 45, 44-yard line, and a flag thrown. Flag thrown after the tackle. It's going to go against Green Bay. Packers 2 tough penalties on this drive. Let's check that Buffalo score. New England's not having an easy time, are they?
John Smith kicked the field goal, making 13-6 now. That's 1:25 left in the 4th period.
Let's listen now to Fred Silver.
Offense, number 69. Holding. First down.
That's Leotis Harris, second-year man from Arkansas. They have a second and a third-year man playing alongside each other from Arkansas. Harris and Cook, a young line for Green Bay. They're growing up in a hurry.
Kenny Clark has just come in for the Eagles, get a little pass rush here, expecting to throw on 1st and 20.
Lofton goes in motion. Dickey. That is Lofton. He made the catch. What a catch by Lofton. He caught that ball, and all over him on that far side was Wilson.
Well, he's been on the money on every throw so far. A little waggle action rolling away from his backs, going in one direction, steps up, sets himself well. That's what he's done in every throw so far. Really got himself set in a hurry. Had good motion with the football, good velocity.
I tell you, in 77, he threw for over 1,300 yards for the Packers before going down with the injury. Missed 5 games that year. So Dickey has some pretty good credentials. Second down, 11. They get some of that yardage back since the holding call. Dickey with excellent protection. Falling down that time was Lofton. Looked like he might have been open, and that ball might have been there.
He ran a little corner pattern. The ball was right there again. If Lofton hadn't slipped, I think he'd have had the reception.
Had a lot of rain here in Green Bay, and we walked on the field before the game, Sonny, and it is very, very wet down there.
I thought the footing would be worse than this at this stage of the football game, but you haven't seen that many people slip.
Now we have 3 wide receivers in. Lofton, Tullis, and Thompson come in, so they don't have a tight end in on a 3rd down, 11. On a 3rd and 11. Dickey delivers to Lofton. At the 30, a flag is thrown as Lofton has a first down catch, but a flag was thrown away from where the ball was caught. Boy, did he put that ball right by the defender into the hands of Lofton.
The thing he did so well was wait for the pattern to develop. It's going to be on the defense. And it's going to be a first down. Watch Lynn Dickey. Shows a lot of poise here back. Again, stepping back through the pocket,
contact.
making a good throw, waiting for the pattern to develop. Finds him again. Lofton coming across, making the reception, and it's going to be a first down on about the 26-yard line.
I tell you, Richard Blackmore missed hitting that ball by an inch. But that throw shows you how well Dickey is throwing the ball. Tullis has come in. Lofton is checked out. Tullis and Thompson, the wide receivers. First down at the 26-yard line. This is Torkelson. Torkelson scrambling forward to the vicinity of the 21-yard line. Frank LeMaster making the tackle. Well, they've overcome 2 penalties on this drive.
I think they've done so well. It really helps your running game a little bit. Where you get somebody coming in there and throwing the ball, hitting the people. The receivers get excited. The offensive line starts blocking better. You get the momentum in your favor a little bit.
It acts as a catalyst, so to speak.
And look what it's done to the crowd.
Boy, they are something now. Second down, 5. Reminiscent of that Monday night. They beat New England. The crowd really helped them that day. There's a pass complete to Tullis. Tullis inside the 10-yard line. That will be another first down for Green Bay. Herman Edwards defending on the play. But wait a minute, they're bringing it back. I got to look at that one again. I thought he had it all the way. Let's see what happened here.
Let's take a look, see if he catches this thing. Does he have control of it? He has it there. He's put the ball away. I don't know what the call is.
Well, what in the world?
He looked like he'd taken a couple of steps.
That is a very bad call. He had that for at least 2 strides, didn't
Looked like he had it for 2 strides to me.
Well, 3rd down and 5 from the 21. Crowd here didn't like it, and I have to agree with him. Timeout. Dickey saw something he didn't like, and he uses the first of 3 timeouts for Green Bay. This crowd here still voicing their displeasure on that last play.
You know, I'm sure that Dickey he hasn't played in a while. Coming into the game like this, could be a little rusty about what you want to do in certain situations because the backup quarterback just does not get the amount of work that the starting quarterback gets in practice.
Well, as we mentioned, he had thrown only...
Go fast forward in reverse, so I can skip the boring stuff like this long rally and stop when I come to the real exciting parts, like Tom Jr. here dashing onto the court to pick up the ball. Isn't Betamax terrific? It lets you see what you've been missing and miss what you don't want to see. It's from Sony, the one and only.
Let me tell you about one quiet car, the 1980 Ford LTD. In test, an LTD rode quiet as a Rolls-Royce. And this LTD has a dandy new engineering feature.
One that can give you extra miles per gallon. Ford calls it automatic overdrive. I call it incredible. No other American car maker has it. With automatic overdrive option, no full-size car beats LTD's 8-cylinder estimated MPG. Ford LTD. Quiet as a Rolls-Royce. Give a listen at your Ford dealer.
Let's go back, Sonny, once again on that pass completion or apparent completion to Walter Tullis from Lynn Dickey.
It certainly looks like a completion to me. You see him, watch how many steps he takes after he has the football. Does he have it there? He takes one stride. He's got the ball in his hand right there. Another stride. He's got it. He's losing the ball right there, and I think the official that was right behind him called it. He could have been losing, never had possession of the football. It looked from this angle that he had taken enough steps to be ruled a completion. The official was in a better position than we are.
Look at this, Sonny, in overtime. Cleveland and Pittsburgh.
They kicked a 21-yard field goal with, looks like 24 seconds left. Matt Barr kicked a 21-yard field goal to send the game in overtime.
That could be the season for Cleveland if they lose that one. 3rd down and 5 now from the 21-yard line. 3:59 to go in the third quarter. The Eagles with a 14-3 lead, but the Packers on the move as Dickey's done an excellent job. He's going to run with a football, and he's going to get a first down inside the 15-yard line. Now remember, Dickey is playing with a rod in that leg, but he didn't waste a moment. He took off.
Well, he makes the right decision here. Nobody was open. He was getting some heat. You see Humphrey coming in. He finds a little opening. No linebackers at home over there. And he runs enough, just enough to get the first down. Robinson chases him down.
First down, an 8-yard run. Remember now, the Packers have overcome 2 penalties and a questionable pass play, and they still have the football. Ball at the 13-yard line. First down. Torkelson will make it to the 10, just inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Minnesota, Tampa Bay, and the Buccaneers are a point back now.
Boy, they're coming back too, aren't they?
Bob Rowe, our producer, says that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers missed a point after. That's the difference in that game.
Look at that. I don't want to be on television.
I felt that way sometimes too. 2nd down now, 6 yards to go at the 9.
You know, that kid might not be with his father, and he doesn't want to be seen on television.
There's Middleton fumbles the ball, but I believe he got on it. No, he did not. The Eagles have it, evidently. It looked like Middleton, but no, the Eagles have recovered it. The ball is up the field. They're fighting for it, but it's been blown dead at the 10-yard line. We have to look at this one again. I thought Middleton had fallen on it, but the Eagles have come up with it at the 10-yard line.
Boy, this could really take a lot out of the Green Bay Packers. Take a look at this. One thing they didn't want to do is stop themselves again on this drive. Middleton lost the ball just as he took the exchange. It looked like he got back on it, squirted out the other side, and again, the Philadelphia Eagles come up with it. 2
big fumbles in this game by Green Bay. The Eagles have it at the 2:23 mark.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
How you holding up? I'm all right. You want to go for 10 miles? If we make it, I'll buy you a beer. If we make it, I'll buy you a Lonebrow.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
Tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
This is the Army. It's jumping jacks at 6 a.m. and being on the job by 8. Taxi command 433, departure 1. It's learning how to use the time you've got and how to enjoy the time off you've earned. It's a lot of things, but most of all, it's what you make of it. This is the Army. If you'd like to be part of it, call this number toll-free.
Next Saturday, the CBS Sports Spectacular features the final event in the Battle of the NFL Cheerleaders, plus highlights of the 9-ball pool championship. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports.
Well, Sonny, it looks like Tampa Bay lost a big opportunity. They could have won the division today, but Minnesota pulled it out.
Yeah, that's right. Doug Williams ran for 13 yards, but the point after touchdown was blocked, and that is the final. Minnesota 23, Tampa Bay 22.
So the NFC Central still is up for grabs. Fumble here by Middleton, recovered by the Eagles. They have it outside the 10-yard line. Give to Montgomery, and he's out to the 14-yard line.
Well, what a costly turnover, Gary, that was. We were just talking about it. The fact that they've stopped themselves twice, 2 big turnovers a day when they were moving the football. That was the best they've looked offensively. They made every play after overcoming the 2 penalties, only to turn the thing over down in scoring territory.
Boy, what a job by Dickey. He had 3 of 5 for 58 yards. Look at this one. Cincinnati handing the Cardinals a loss. Boy, the Cardinals made a game out of it. 34-28. Jaworski gives up, and Harris bursts out of there, and he's close to a first down. Roy Harris had a big hole that time.
Boy, this is when you need to have a drive and do some blocking up front. You see a good block again. Woody Peoples coming over, making a block on Rich Wingo. Harris, big, strong runner, gets through there, and I think he picked up a first down.
He did. First down. The ball now at the 23-yard line. The Eagles with a 14-3 lead. They have scored once in this third quarter. A 17-yard touchdown pass. 1 minute, 10 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Jaworski to Montgomery, to the 25, out to the 30, the 35-yard line, and that'll be another first down. You see how quickly he got out there?
It didn't look like he was going to get many yards, but just as soon as he broke a tackle, his feet are driving, so he has little short, choppy steps, and he keeps his balance. He actually slips a little bit. Watch when he makes a turn right here. Right here, a little short, and watch his feet go out from under him just a little bit, but good balance. Finally knocked out of bounds by Ezra Johnson.
There's another look at it.
You see it again. Watch him slip just a little bit as he's digging. Ezra Johnson has to push him out of bounds.
He got away from McCoy on that play and produced the first down run at 12 yards to the 35-yard line. That's Krepley in motion. Jaworski to Carmichael. Boy, that ball had something on it.
Oh, I tell you. Remember last week he threw one from his 35? It bounced one time and went into the end zone. The same type of pass that was. He had an awful lot of mustard on it.
That'll set it up 2nd and 10 from the 35. Boy, I can't get over how Dickey came in and changed that whole Packer offense. And so you know the Eagles don't feel comfortable with a 14-3 lead after watching Dickey perform.
They shouldn't.
Carmichael to the bottom of the screen. Smith to the top from the 35. Montgomery again. This time to the 37-yard line. Ezra Johnson making the tackle. Boy, if they could keep Johnson and Butler. Wait a minute, we have a flag thrown just right at this instant. I don't know what that's all about. Looks like it may go against Philadelphia. Rich Wingo clapping his hands in enthusiastic support.
Oh, was it a late call?
Personal foul against Philadelphia. That's going to be a 15-yarder, and that will really stymie momentarily this Philadelphia drive.
That could be on Leroy Harris. He was the one having a little confrontation then.
Dead ball foul. 84.
That's Keith Krepley with the personal foul. Well, he's returned his home state and aired out maybe some of his feelings. Boy, what a year he's having, though.
He is. What a lot of exciting games we're having around the league. Listen to this. Buffalo ties New England. That's in overtime now at 13 apiece. Joe Ferguson threw an 11-yard touchdown pass to Lou Picone with 11 seconds left in the game.
It's a crazy year, isn't it? You can see the intensity on this Philadelphia team. They know they have a battle. It's 3rd and 23 now after that 15-yard penalty. Jaworski to Montgomery. Montgomery is not going to go anywhere. Wingo is over there again. I can see why they are so high on Rich Wingo.
He is all over the football field. Excellent linebacker play that time. Tried to cross him up, run it on 3rd and long. Instead of taking the chance of having a turnover or an interception, didn't want to take that chance. Backed up in their own territory, and they're going to punt it away.
Runiger will kick from the 7-yard line. We have 10 seconds. He may not get this off before the quarter comes to a close. 4 seconds. 3, 2. I don't think they're going to snap it. That's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. So the Philadelphia Eagles staring at the possibility that they could be in first place all by themselves. Lead it 14-3 as we've ended 3 quarters of play.
Wednesday, in a special appearance, Brett Maverick introduces his cousin, a ramblin', gamblin' ladies' man, Young Maverick, premiering Wednesday at 8, 7 Central.
Mavericks always stick together.
This is CBS.
The wind was actually, Sonny, let me ask you something. Sonny, they would have been kicking, they're going to be kicking in the wind now, aren't they? If I read those flags right?
If you read the flags up there, you don't see any flags down. It looks like they waited. Looks like they would have gotten it off
What's
beforehand.
it say here? What's the weather say? Southeast, yeah. That's south, isn't it? Well, the Eagles let that clock run out at the end of 3rd quarter, but Sonny, they will be kicking into what wind there is now as they start the 4th quarter. At the start of the game, it was out of the southeast at 5, but I think it's picked up because you can see the flags blowing. It's gotten colder. And so 15 minutes to play, and the Eagles are going to have to get rid of the football on a 4th and 23.
And if the Green Bay Packers field this punt, they're going to end up with good field position.
There's Dick Vermeil. He's concerned. It isn't easy. The last 2 weeks, they've had pressure-packed games, and today is another struggle. Runiger at his own 8-yard line. Johnny Gray on the fly. Look at that catch on the shoe tops up to the 49-yard line. Boy, he caught that one an inch off the grass.
A good play by him. That ball could have rolled for a long way. They went after it. They tried to block it.
So the Packers have that good field position at their own 48.5-yard line. We'll be back with 14:53 left to play.
I never worry about what brand name part my mechanic puts on my car. That doesn't make me a bad guy. I go to a professional mechanic I can trust, so I trust the parts he uses. He uses Mopar. It means nothing to me, but it means a lot to him. Mopar fits all American-made cars, foreign cars too, and they're used by professional mechanics all over the world. If the professional trusts Mopar, I trust Mopar. Does he make me happy? He makes it his business.
Trust your car to Mopar.
Holiday Inn.
Welcome to our people-pleasing
Aye. Is that the Holiday Inn East, the Holiday Inn West, the Midtown?
The one by United Industries.
The one by the headquarters or the plant?
The headquarters.
We offer you a choice of the most popular locations.
You need 3 hands.
You're right.
People-pleasing locations.
The airport? The one by Holiday Inn North or Holiday Inn South?
Is number 1 in people-pleasing.
With Sonny Jurgensen, I'm Gary Bender. We have 14:53 left to play. The Eagles with a 14-3 lead as the Packers have the football, first down. Tim Stokes remains in at left tackle in place of Mark Contar. Lynn Dickey is the quarterback, and the last time he directed the team was quite a shot in the arm for this club. As Eric Torkelson carries the ball across the 50 to the 48. Dickey came out throwing the football, hitting 3 of 5, and he has concerned Philadelphia.
They almost had another bad exchange that time between Dickey and Eric Torkelson. He did not get a handle on that ball till he was up into the line, almost lost it again.
Torkelson fumbled way back in the first quarter that set up a 60-yard drive for a touchdown, and then the Packers just at the end of the third quarter fumbled again at the 10-yard line. 2 very costly turnovers for Green Bay. Second down, 7. This is Nate Simpson in the game for the first time. Simpson inside the 45 to the 44-yard line.
He had a big day against Minnesota earlier, didn't he, Gary?
Yes, he did. Well, the Lions actually 121 yards against Detroit.
There it is. San Francisco leading the Rams 7-0. Paul Hoffa, the man that's taken O.J. Simpson's place, had a 2-yard run. Kansas City leading San Diego. New Orleans beat Atlanta 37-6 today.
So that San Francisco-LA game, the Rams lose that. They fall out of a first-place tie with the Saints, who are now 7-6 for the year. Third down, 2 yards to go. Torkelson, and he has a first down. Boy, all kinds of running room on that play. First down, just short of the 35.
Like some linebackers overshot Torkelson this time. He cuts back in. Good blocking. Leotis Harris up front. He cuts back in right there and finds a little opening. Beats Ken Clark. First down for the Green Bay Packers.
Jerry Robinson with the tackle. There's the first appearance of a score between Baltimore and Miami.
Greg Landry, a 3-yard pass to Don McCauley.
Miami 7-5. They can't lose that one if they have any playoff aspiration. Here's Dickey on a first down. Pop. We have pass interference. Bobby Howard reaching around Lofton. Now they have a little exchange going on, and you could see a tense Philadelphia Eagle bench. Marion Campbell.
A crossing
Number
pattern
23,
by
defensive
Lofton.
Pass interference. First down.
Coming back, getting set, throwing the ball, and you watch him come over the top. Contact being made, stripping him of the football. Pass interference.
19-yard pickup. Sets the ball up at the 18. Okay, that Lofton is a piece of trouble for you to try to stay with him. First down, Torkelson. And Torkelson not going to get a lot on that play. May have gotten a yard. Frank LeMaster, who has made a lot of tackles in this game, again in on the stop for Philadelphia.
Again, the Packers are down in scoring territory. Again, they can ill afford to make another mistake down here.
Well, you know, the teams that win division titles have to win games like this. You know, people forget the great years of the Packers here in Green Bay, how many close struggles they had. It would go right down to the end. You can see the Eagles are concerned about it, and they well should be. Second down, 9 from the 16. Lofton again in motion. Dickey. He's hit and dropped at the 25-yard line. There is a flag, however, in the end zone.
A flag in the end zone after a sack. What a costly penalty this could be for Philadelphia if it is in fact on Philadelphia.
Here's a preliminary signal holding against Philadelphia. So that sack will not stand. Some interesting penalties in the second half.
I wonder if that's going to be on Bobby Howard playing Lofton again.
Well, it was Lofton in the end zone anyway.
They were having some words earlier. I didn't see it, but we'll have to wait until we get a call.
Be a 10-yard penalty, but let's see what he has to say.
Defense, number 41, holding, first down. The foul was assessed from the dead ball spot, but that spot did not take it up to the line of scrimmage. Therefore, the ball goes to the line of scrimmage by rule. First down.
I'm not touching it.
Where's Art McNally?
Yeah. Where is he when we need him? Nick Scorch, where are you?
From the 16, so it's always a penalty that's the most severe in that case, as he explained. They assess the most severe penalty, and it's a first down at the 16-yard line. The sack does not come off. Here is Torkelson to the 10, bounces to the 5. First and goal, Green Bay. And a flag again goes into the air. Well, we have some unhappy people down there on that football field.
What you're talking about is tension.
Now let's listen again.
Personal foul. 51. Personal foul. 80. Dead ball foul. Second down.
It's interesting, when he announced one, he got the cheers, then the boos. So they're offsetting penalties. The ball at the 5, but it is a first and goal for Green Bay. 11:52 left in the game.
You can believe that Dick Vermeil is telling his team to keep its composure and his poise. Good run by Torkelson this time, and good blocking up front by Harris again. Let's see if we pick up his foul late. Pretty good run, taking it down to the 5-yard line. First and goal.
The Packers the last 2 times have marched to the 10, only to fumble. Now they have it first and goal at the 5. Here is Torkelson. He's going to try to take it in. He's to the 2-yard line. Second and goal at that point. A lot of time left in this football game. 11:42. The Eagles with a 14-3 lead. John Thompson, Paul Coughlin, 2 tight ends come in. You see, second and goal at the 2. Dickey looking to Zeke Bratkowski. Now checks the plays that are on his wrist. And this Packer team has got new life from number 10.
He has a little wristband too, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Everybody jammed in on that line of scrimmage. A give to Torkelson. He doesn't get in, and it's going to be third and goal. Oh, that Eagle team really reacted to that play. They shot him down in a hurry. Watch this.
Well, they do. It looked like the offensive line had a good charge that time, but it was the linebackers coming over the top that made the play. You can see it from behind. Watch your linebackers. LeMaster coming right over the top, making the play, and Jerry Robinson.
Third and goal at the 1-yard line. There's Torkelson, 75 yards. He had 63 yards last week against Buffalo. Big play. Torkelson, he didn't get in again, and it's going to be fourth and goal. He started to go airborne, and he was intercepted in midair.
Well, give those Eagle defenders a lot of credit. Those linebackers are really popping in there. Claude Humphrey in on that one, too. Take a look at it. Drive to the right. They've been having success. Again, the linebackers. Oh, what great football playing we're seeing right here at the goal line.
Fourth and goal. They're inside the 1. Dickey has the play called.
And you see him going to his wrist, checking his wrist right here. He could be checking the clock.
They only have 5 seconds on the clock. They're going to have to call timeout and will. So they've now used 2 of their 3 timeouts. As Dickey, the fourth and goal at about the half-yard line, very wisely called timeout.
They would not have gotten the play off. He did not understand the signal, wisely called the timeout.
So the Packers right on the doorstep. We'll see what happens in a moment.
Okay, men. When we see the ambassador's Mercedes, we roll.
The surprisingly affordable Granada, sometimes mistaken for a Mercedes.
There he is. Roll.
Albert, are you speeding?
No, dear.
People in Washington sure are friendly.
I think they like our new Granada.
Are you sure this is the way to the Applebaum's new house?
I hope so.
Oh, look, Albert. They bought a Colonial.
The 1980 Ford Granada, a modern American classic.
Now you can shop for phone styles the way you shop for other styles, which makes sense, really, when you consider how many different styles and colors of phones there are today, and how the phone has become a decorating accessory.
You just go to any one of our Phone Mart stores, pick out the phones you want, then simply take them home and plug them in.
G.
No, GTE.
Real discussion going on in the sideline. Dickey called timeout. He had 4 seconds left on the 30-second clock, using the second of 3. You can see he looks at his wrist again. We have a 4th and goal inside the 1-yard line.
I'm sure they've conferred with everyone up in the booth. Everybody wants to be on the same page as far as what play they want to call. The reason for the timeout, the 30-second clock was down to 2 seconds. And Dickey saw it, called the timeout, or they would have been penalized 5 yards.
Here we go. 9:49 left in this football game. A fake by Dickey, rolling out. He's going to try to take it in. Did he get in or not? No indication he didn't get in. And the Eagles have held on 4th down. And, Sonny, it's plays like that that sometimes will win division titles for you.
Boy, that's for sure. Good call right here. No one to throw to. Let's take a look, see if he breaks the plane here. You can see how difficult it is for him to get away, and he has to run the football. And who's making the play? Jerry Robinson coming over. He's down. He does not break the plane until after he's already down. No touchdown. The Eagles will take over.
You know, it was very apparent on that play that Dickey's leg really bothers him when he has to run to his left like that.
That's right. You could tell he was really legging it. Whitehurst may have gotten in then.
So the Eagles still aren't out of difficulty. They're at about the 1-inch line. Jaworski gives up, and breaking out is Harris. Harris with Luke giving chase. McCoy giving chase. He's to the 35, the 30, and caught by Mike McCoy inside the 20-yard line. McCoy caught Leroy Harris, and how the complexion of this football game has changed.
They were trying to gamble and keep him pinned in the hole right here. He found an opening. Ringo thought he was coming inside. He missed him. Wingo missed him, and he goes outside, splits it, and he's got all daylight. And does he make a good run here?
81 yards by Leroy Harris.
How quickly it turns around. You take a look at it again. Watch Rich Wingo steps inside. He splits him outside, finds an opening inside of Mike Douglas. Mike McCoy was up, and then it's a foot race.
They may look at these two plays as being the most significant of the year for this Philadelphia team yet. Here's Montgomery carrying inside to the 17. You make a 4th and goal stop, and then the next play you go 81 yards, and you can look back to things like that that can be the difference in winning a championship.
You said it.
Man shaken up for the Packers on that last play.
Plays like that do win championships for you. You can go back and take a look at it. Stopping the Green Bay Packers in a game that you expected to win and had to struggle for, and they bought a lot of time. It's not over yet.
There's Harris. What an acquisition from Miami for a 7th-round draft pick. John Anderson is the man shaken up for Green Bay. Earlier this year, Montgomery won 62 yards against Cleveland, but that run of 81 yards by Harris, the longest of the year for Philadelphia. So Harris, who has had to kind of work his way into shape. He came to the Eagles with a bad knee and overweight, and he hasn't gone through one of those Dick Vermeil preseason training camps to get him in shape. We'll be back. Timeout at the 9:18 mark of the 4th quarter.
I'm a mileage nut. I checked all the figures, and I got a Ford Fairmont. Yeah, 4-cylinder mileage is even higher than last year's. And do they have a 6-cylinder? With standard 4-speed transmission, no 6, foreign or domestic, beats Fairmont's estimated MPG. Datsun's 4-speed doesn't beat it. Toyota doesn't beat it. Citation, the GMX cars don't beat it.
Harold!
Aren't you glad you bought a Fairmont? You bet your gas can.
The right idea for today.
Because the wine remembers, we use only rare European oak to gentle and mature our Chardonnay wine. Here at the winery of Ernest and Giulio Gallo, we're cradling our Chardonnay in these handmade casks until the day the winemaker judges it ready for release. Every step we take with care, because the wine remembers.
Next Saturday, the CBS Sports Spectacular features highlights of the exciting LA Times 500 and highlights of the 9-ball pool championship. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports.
Been a hard luck player. John Anderson twice has broken his arm, and now he's sustained a leg injury. He was their second first-round draft pick of a year ago, an All-American from the University of Michigan, and being assisted off the field. We have a 2nd down 8 for Philadelphia. The ball at the 17-yard line of Green Bay. The Eagles with a 14-3 lead, trying to capitalize on an 81-yard run by Leroy Harris. There's Jaworski bootlegging the football to the 10-5. Jaworski is just short at the 1-yard line. He's upset, too. He thought he should have taken it in. Estes Hood rammed him out. 16-yard run by Jaworski.
He wanted to get in so bad. Watch this. He bootlegs it. He could have thrown the ball. He had Kreftley coming across. He didn't throw it. He said, look, I can make some yards. I might get in. And he said, well, maybe not. Maybe I should go out right here. And he does take a shot, and look how mad he is.
I think that was a wise move. You can't be...
Hi, Mom. This show is cold up here. Please send me my thermals.
That's Tony Franklin. He is some character.
What did he say? It's cold up here, Mom. Send me my thermal, huh?
Wasn't like this in College Station, Texas. You know, that run by Jaworski puts him over 100 yards rushing for the year. He had 97 coming in here. He's a fine, mobile quarterback. We have a man shaken up. That's Charles Johnson for Green Bay, and so we have a change. Earl Edwards, number 73, comes in to replace him. We have another 1st and goal at the other end of the field now. San Diego has tied up Kansas City.
That's 7-7 now. Still in the first quarter.
John Anderson now being taken into the dressing room with his leg injury.
Don Stark gets the game tied up for Baltimore. Miami and Baltimore all tied at 7 apiece.
That's Spagnola now jumping into the tight end spot. Give to Harris. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Another flag, however. And a lot of flags in the second half. So Harris, who set it up with that 81-yard run, took it in, but the penalty may go against Philadelphia.
You know, that play was called after the man's in the end zone.
Well, they're not going to get it in yet. They're going to have to try something else because that penalty against the Eagles. 10-yard step off. Moving it out to the 11-yard line.
Offense, number 84. Holding.
That's
First
Keith
down.
Kreftley, the tight end. Let's look at the run.
Let's see if we can see where the holding is. It was a real late flag coming, and it goes off to the left side, a little slant play. And you see him, he's already in the end zone. And Kreftley was on the other side. Spagnola was there.
His block probably wasn't a big factor in that play. Anyway, it's now 1st down at the 11-yard line. Montgomery got some of it back as he moves it to the 4-yard line.
Oh, is that a good football team and good blocking up front? When you get penalized back to your 11 and you take it back inside of the 5-yard line on 1st down, back to the 4-yard line. Good run, good blocking.
78 yards for Montgomery in this game. Torkelson has 75 for Green Bay. So it's 2nd down and 4. They can get 1st and goal. Just at the 1. Smith at the bottom of the screen, flanked out to give to Montgomery again, and he doesn't get anything this time. 3rd down. Terry Jones made sure of that. Jones has played pretty well. He was hurt earlier in the year. He hurt a knee in the 2nd game, returned in game number 7.
They ran the same play this time. You've seen it from the end zone shot here. He comes around this time, played very well. Terry Jones coming over making the play.
Both these teams have been tough inside their own 10-yard line. 3rd down and 3. 7.5 minutes remaining in the game. 14-3. The Eagles with a lead and hoping to add to that advantage. Jaworski to Carmichael. Touchdown. Nice play by Carmichael. He made that look easy, didn't he?
Last week, the same type of play. They work on this. the step and go. When you got a 6'8" receiver like this, you throw it up. You got the short receiver over there, the defender, Johnny Gray, at only 5'11", and they do make it a little step and go. Look at it from the end zone. This is the same pattern that Ron missed last week. This good execution. Look how high the ball is thrown. The defender doesn't have a chance.
9 touchdown catches for Carmichael. He had one earlier. A kick by Tony Franklin, and Franklin, he might be cold, but he's still kicking the ball pretty well. And so the Eagles, with an excellent goal line stand, then move the other way and drive the length of the field to take a 21-3 lead.
What do computers do for you? Look, your driver's license. In most states, computers help renew it automatically. 24-hour banking, health insurance. Computers mean better service in many areas. Game or show tickets, now you can get them with the help of computers. Fact is, many conveniences today come to you with the help of computers. The reason? Technological innovations have been steadily reducing the cost of using computers. This IBM 4331 computer, for example, uses 70% less energy than previous IBM computers of similar capacity and sells for less than half the price. Inflation may be driving other prices up, but at IBM, innovation is driving them down, so more people can use IBM computers to do more for you. IBM, helping put information to work for people.
Tony Franklin to kick off. The Eagles lead at 21-3, 7:22 left in the game. Not getting that as deep as we've seen him kick all year long. Andre Thompson brings it out to the 30 to the 31. Boy, this has been a frustrating game for Green Bay, hasn't it?
You know, in the weather, it has, because they had a chance to win this football game when they had an opportunity to score down there. Not that it's over with by any means, but being down there really takes an awful lot out of the team, deflates it. As you see Franklin back, they're thinking about him kicking and not getting the distance that he normally does. When the weather goes down, that leather on that football starts to contract a little bit, gets a little harder.
Not to mention that foot contracts a little bit when you hit it. So the line of scrimmage, the 31-yard line. Dickey comes back in. The first 2 times he's moved him, and he picks up where he left off as he completes a pass to Kaufman, the tight end. Out to the 39-yard line. Look at this, Sonny. I understand they have quite a setup for his foot. What's in that bag?
That's right. He's got asbestos. He's got towels. And he's actually got a little charcoal grill in there.
He's shaking there. Did you see that?
2nd and 2.
He had the shakes there for a minute.
I think he's going to mail his foot back to Philadelphia.
Gain of 8 on that last play. 2nd and 2. Torkelson trying to get the first down. Going to be a little bit short, I believe. Good reaction by the Eagles.
Big win here, big upset. Buffalo upsets New England in overtime, 16-13. Nick McNamara, 29-yard field goal. What about?
Boy, that gives Miami a chance.
Yes, it do.
There's Lynn Dickey. He has Ricky Patton and Eric Torkelson in the backfield. They're going to measure to see if they got the first down.
You know, with time becoming a big factor right now, Gary, 6:29 left in the football game. It's a must-pass situation for the Green Bay Packers, and this is when those costly interceptions hurt you.
Well, they're short. It's going to be 3rd down, less than a yard. John Thompson comes in. Andre Thompson checks out. There's the brain trust to the Packers. Boy, they're going to think about this game. They had it 4th and goal at the half-yard line. Didn't get in. And on the next play, Leroy Harris goes 81 yards.
Boy, here's the time that man standing right there would run a little play action fake and go for it.
On the 3rd down, and they have it. That's Torkelson, who's been a workhorse in this football game. That for him is his 22nd carry of the day for 76 yards. Well, the Packers keep things going. 5:55 remaining. And so Dickey on the first down will go to the airway. Hits Andre Thompson, and Thompson is short of the 35, the 36. guess the question everyone asks right now is why hasn't Lynn Dickey been playing a little bit more?
Well, it's true, but they've been real pleased with Whitehurst's play. They're going in a hurry-up offense with 5:30 to go. They realize they need something in a hurry. Dickey's throwing the ball very accurately right here. A crossing pattern, X and Y wing trail. How many times I've thrown that one?
And he comes right back again, and he hits Thompson. The ball is loose. Reggie Wilkes, I think, has it for Philadelphia. Andre Thompson caught the ball. Wilkes, 51, comes up with it, and another turnover for Green Bay.
They've stopped themselves more than the Eagles have, even though the Eagles made a great goal line stand earlier. Underneath pattern, Eagles playing very loose right now, very soft. Dickey delivers the ball underneath, makes a completion, driving the ball, stripped from him. The Eagles come up with another turnover.
That was LeMaster that stripped the ball from Thompson. Timeout. We'll be back.
How many times have you wanted to pack it all in and take off? Well, with Hertz Economy fares, the time to go is now. Our subcompacts are only $14.95 a day, weekends, and just $98 a week, all with free mileage. Larger cars are only $1 more a day, and if you rent for 3 weekdays or more, Hertz has special economy fares for that, too. Hertz Economy fares. Now you can't afford not to rent from number one.
Kids everywhere can enjoy the thrill of auto racing with these new radio-controlled cars from Radio Shack. On the track, obstacle course, or off the road, you control all the action with a radio transmitter. Detailed replicas of actual vehicles. There's even a tank. 10 different models priced from $11.95 to $49.95. Excitement for kids and grown-ups, too. The gift-priced radio-controlled toys only at Radio Shack, your Christmas electronics store.
On the Tuesday night movie, narcotics officers tragically invade the wrong house. An innocent man is the victim of a massive police cover-up on High Midnight, Tuesday.
The Green Bay Packerettes here at Lambeau Field. The ball at the 31-yard line after a fumble recovery by Reggie Wilkes. 3 turnovers for Green Bay. They trail 21-3, but that score not really indicative of how close this game has been. You're looking right now at a football team going to be in first place in the NFC East. John Walton is coming at quarterback. Walton gives off to Montgomery. Ron Jaworski leads the football game. Jaworski hitting 8 of 18 for 127 yards. And the long one, of course, being that 50-yard strike to Carmichael. He threw 2 touchdown passes to Carmichael, 1 to Montgomery. So 3 touchdown passes for Jaworski.
Got another overtime final. Matt Barr, 37-yard field goal. Pittsburgh continues to show why they're the best.
Isn't that something? How many games have they come from behind? Campfield and Harris are running backs. This is Billy Campfield, and he has a first down. A flag is thrown as he's at the 45. You know, Campfield, all he does is come in and do a good job for this football team. Penalty going against the Eagles. Well, with this win, Philadelphia assures themselves of their 2nd consecutive winning year. They've matched their victory output. Dick Vermeil felt they had to win 10 games to make the playoffs, but all they're concerned about now is winning the division.
Offense, left guard, holding.
Now you remember that long run of Leroy Harris. That is a club record.
81 yards club record.
I think they gave him 80 yards on the run.
Jim Gallagher, the public relations director for the Eagles, indicating that.
Bosh Pritchard had the old record.
How far was it?
76 yards, I think. 77 yards.
2nd down now, 15. Here is Harris, the man we spoke of, across the 30, 35, and just short of the 40-yard line. Okay, you know, when you run that far, it must seem like that field is 400 yards because he had people chasing him the whole way.
I wouldn't know. I didn't run that far in 18 years.
That was a 14-yard pickup by Harris. Harris having quite a day now. He has 100. Let's see, check it, 137 yards. No, Harris had some good games with Miami. His high was 140 yards against the Colts, so he has 3 yards to go to match his career high for a game. Third down, 2 yards to go for the Eagles. This is Kemp Field, and they're going to lose yardage on that play. That'll bring up 4th down. Mike McCoy, he was the guy that caught Harris from behind on that long run, over on the stop along with Johnny Gray. So 4th down comes up for the Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles had a turnover today, Gary. I think they've made a mistake, have they?
No interceptions.
No fumbles. Well, when you can play mistake-free football, you're going to win your share of the football games.
Johnny Gray is the man that's hurt for the Packers. You know, Jaworski came in here with 11 interceptions. Something that should be pointed out, about 2 of those were on tip passes. He's really played well. He had a shaky game last week against the Cardinals, but here today, he has played extremely well.
The thing he did, he made the big play. You look at his stats, he was only 8 out of 18. But he made the big play when he had to, the 3 touchdown passes.
And big 50-yarder to Carmichael also, which set up that first touchdown pass to Montgomery. There's Runniger. There's a guy. I'll tell you, any one thing, a big difference this Philadelphia team from a year ago is Franklin Runniger.
That's right.
2 draft choices they're going to be for years to come. Mike McCoy now will have to go back and field his punt due to the injury to Johnny Gray. 4:21 left. Runniger hits it very high. Mike McCoy comes up. He's going to let it hit. Almost hit Scott Fitzke from Penn State. And the ball will be at the 25-yard line. That will be a 38-yard kick by Runniger. And the Packers trailing 21-3. Eagles 4 minutes, 11 seconds away from being in sole possession of first place.
Motorcraft battery, it's all right. Saved my life one dreadful night when I told Big Dutch I want to fight. He said, how about now? He broke a table over a chair. I went from a coupe to go anywhere. My lights had been on while I was there. Motorcraft, don't fail me now. I turned the key as I came to the door. My Motorcraft made the engine roar. Then I heard Big Dutch as he stamped and swore. Gonna get me a Motorcraft battery for sure. Motorcraft, for sure.
Here's to good friends.
A toast. Here's to a vanishing breed. Bill Evans, bachelor.
End of a perfectly good ladies' man. To Bill Evans, a free man. 13 more hours.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
Speech! 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 Come on, you guys.
You're beautiful.
At the 25-yard line, the Packers will set it up, trailing 21-3, and the Eagles. They've had a struggle here today, but Dick Vermeil's team again showing a lot of poise. They've won pressure-packed games the last 2 weeks, and today, in the same story once again. Lynn Dickey dumps it off to Torkelson. Torkelson to the 30, and he'll bring it out to the 33-yard line. Going to be short of the first down. Torkelson is maybe having his best day of his career. He's done a little bit of everything. 22 carries, 78 yards. They've also thrown a lot of passes his way. He has 4 catches in this game. Second down, a yard to go. There's Dickey's stats. Delivers the ball. This is Ricky Patton, a former Atlanta Falcon out of Jackson State. And that will be a first down, marking the ball at the 39-yard line. I want to thank our spotter, Bob Brennan, and our statistician, Jim Palm, for their job today. Dickey without a huddle, ready to go again. Stepping up behind Torkelson that time. Down the field further, Ricky Patton, LeMaster defending on the play.
You realize that's his first incompletion?
He's really thrown the ball well. You can see that brace he has on that left leg. He's battled back from adversity twice. He had a severe hip injury when he played for the Houston Oilers. He said that's been the toughest part, is mentally just trying to come back, keep a good attitude. And the way he's throwing the ball today, he's going to see a lot of time.
I would think that he deserves a lot of attention about whether or not he plays next week.
Second down 10. Rifles another shot, and that is Kaufman, the tight end. What a year he's having. He's the roommate, by the way, of David Whitehurst. And again, way over the 40 catch mark for this year. First down, back to throw, or third down and 1, I should have said, as that pass is complete to Kaufman again, and that does give him the first down. They're just marching right down the field. Ken Clark that time putting some pressure on. And again, without the huddle. The time, or rather the line of scrimmage of 46, the time 2:33 left. Dickey again. This is Patton. He's drilled at the 40-yard line. LeMaster. They're just methodically moving down the field.
Well, you take a look at this. He's just back. Eagles playing very loose now. Linebacker's way deep, just underneath. You see the linebacker coming up and making the play there.
Dickey back again. Cranks up. This is Tullis. No, he's not in bounds. Herman Edwards defending on the play. Boy, he went up for that football, didn't he?
But again, the same call. Judgment of the official. Tullis would not have come down in bounds with the reception, regardless of the contact. Watch this. He jumps.
I don't know. Let's see the rest of it, Jim Silman.
Let's see the rest of it.
Our director, Jim Silman, and I would have to disagree with that. What do you think?
I didn't make the call.
I'll tell you what, if you'd thrown the ball, you would have.
I would have made this call very strongly.
At the 39, third down and 5. Or make it about 3 yards to go, actually. Dickey again going to the far sideline. Headed for Tullis, defending on the play, Bobby Howard.
Now you can see how difficult it is to throw long. Howard way deep, waiting for it. He had a better play on it than the receiver.
Well, the 2-minute warning now. Say, this is a physically demanding drive for that defense of Philadelphia. Maybe getting a little bit tired, but they have a 21-3 lead.
Remember the toys that meant the most to you when you were a kid? The ones that lasted beyond the fads and gave you hours of enjoyment? Right now, your Napa Auto Parts store is offering this durable pickup truck. Steel construction, hemmed edges, Napa quality for $5.95. Or you can pick up this replica of Napa's famous Big Rig for $12.95. Either one can help you make someone very special very happy. They're available now at your Napa Auto Parts store. 2 gifts that will bring joy for seasons to come.
One thing I'll never compromise on, my tools. I go for the best, like this, or these. Yeah, Levi's blue jeans are tools. They fit your body like a good hammer fits your hand, nice and comfortable. And this Levi's denim is as tough as nails, a real value for the buck. Tell you, I wouldn't wear anything less than Levi's blue jeans, but then I don't skimp on tools.
Well, Sonny, we want to take this opportunity to thank those people that have provided the pictures and all that information you've been seeing on the screen. Our producer, Bob Rowe. You see the stars around his name there?
Oh, and excellent pictures again from our director, Mr. Silver.
John Rubeski, our associate producer, our field operations engineer, Dick Shapiro, Bob Hanford. This group's doing an excellent job on a cold day here in Lambeau Field. But I tell you what, I thought it might be a lot colder this time of year.
You know, they're down there in the truck keeping real warm. How about some applause for our cameramen up there freezing? They've done a good job.
Fourth down, 3 yards to go. 1:58 left in this game. The Eagles with a 21-3 lead. Eric Torkelson has the first down. Torkelson to the 30-yard line. Leotis Harris and Darrell Gopher, give them some credit for throwing some blocks on that play. I think the Packers just like to get in the end zone here, kind of salve some wounds, because they've fumbled once at the 10, stopped once, 4th and goal inside the 1. Dickey cranks up. Boy, did he drill that football to Kaufman. Another first down at the 20-yard line. He rifled that one.
He's thrown the ball well. Good timing, too, for the amount of time that he's played this year. He's been right on timing in all his patterns.
Dickey very busy. He's hit 13 of 18 now, and he's going again. Tullis was kind of sandwiched that time. Herman Edwards over there along with Bobby Howard. Tullis isn't very big, 6 foot 170, but the way he can run, he is a threat.
We got a second quarter score. The Rams leading San Francisco 10-7 now.
They need to win to keep pace with the Saints, who blasted Atlanta today.
You know how they got their score? It was an 80-yard return of a blocked field goal by Sid Justin.
Or that defense of Los Angeles. You know, the Rams will meet the Saints in the last game of the year in the Coliseum. They could decide that division. Second down 10 from the 20-yard line. 1:12 left in this game. Dickey. Kaufman. Oh, he almost had it. That would have been quite a catch. Now we have another flag on the play. Away from the football. Bobby Howard over there with Tullis. It was not around Kaufman, who was trying to make the catch. And we're going to have a penalty against Philadelphia. Let's check that Los Angeles score. 10-7.
Defense, pass interference, number 41. First down.
Randy Logan. Kaufman is coming out of the game holding his hand.
He may have hurt his hand here diving for the football. Oh, what a good touch here that Dickey has on the football. Right out in front of Kaufman. You see him dive right there. Had a hand. He may have jammed a finger going into the turf.
Could see Logan kind of had his hands on his hips that time as he was going towards the football. So it's a first down. First and goal at the 7-yard line. Dickey trying to culminate this with a touchdown throw, and Tullis had it momentarily. Both he and Thompson were standing alongside each other. That had to be a mix-up.
They had to make a mistake there. They had a touchdown. Again, they're stopping themselves on this particular play. They had a safety blitz on. Late ball thrown to the corner. Would have been a touchdown, but Thompson there right with him.
Tullis should have had that, though, it looks like. Hit him right in the numbers.
John Thompson turned up the field, thinking the ball was coming to him, maybe.
Dickey now, 13 of 20, 137 yards. Remember, he didn't come in until the third quarter. He's really made this Eagle defense play. A lot of plays from the line of scrimmage since Dickey's come in here. Second goal at the 7, delivers the ball, and again, Lofton can't hang on.
Well, you can't fault Len Dickey. He hit him right on the numbers again.
Well, Lofton has done that this year. He's dropped some easy passes, then he's made the difficult catch. I really like this Len Dickey, though, the way he's come in here. Really shown some real savvy, throwing the ball on the button.
You realize the Packers have thrown 47 times in this game?
I'll bet that secondary of the Eagles will tell you that. Not to mention that front wall who's been coming after it. Third down and goal at the 7. Dickey and Lofton, he got it for the touchdown. Lofton hangs on this time. Bobby Howard was with him all the way, but Lofton takes it in, and Lofton just threw the ball into the stand. Does that cost you a couple of bucks?
I think it will. Besides the 37.50 of the just a slant pattern. Boy, good throw again. You can't. He's done an excellent job, Len Dickey, coming in, throwing the football. Eagles playing soft, just using the clock, though. That's the reason that they gave up a lot of those patterns going down the field.
That's Lofton's 4th touchdown catch. And for Dickey, his first touchdown pass of this year. Bernie to attempt the point after, Wagner to hold. 51 seconds left in the game. And Bernie hits it. 21-10. With the 51 seconds left. So the Packers going to salve some wounds with that drive for the touchdown.
From the people who brought you the workmate comes the incredible bench top. You can put it on a table or clamp it to a chair or use it on the roof or almost anywhere. It goes up in the attic or the basement down below. There's almost no place the bench top won't go. Black & Decker's bench top workmate, portable work center and vise. It turns the whole world into a workshop.
Morning lasts while you work. Once at night lasts while you sleep. Adult Strong lasts the whole day long. Relieves congestion virtually all day or all night. Dristan.
Tom Burney attempting an onside kick. And coming up was Terry Tatalo, and the Eagles are going to have the football at the 45 of Green Bay. That last drive, 75 yards and 14 plays. And Dickey with the touchdown pass to Lofton. John Walt now will just finish it off.
You know, I admire Dick Vermeil for taking out Ron Jaworski, giving him a break, not taking any chances, realizing he had the football game won, letting John Walton play. Good strategy on his part.
I tell you, Walton is not a bad backup. You know that? He's really done an excellent job. The Packers have one timeout remaining. Are they going to use it? They fall on the football at the 45. And so the Eagles, with this win now, will move to 9-4. They'll have a game lead over both Dallas as well as the Washington Redskins, as the Redskins losing earlier today. Of course, the Cowboys losing on Turkey Day. We'll be back in a moment.
Hello, I'm Chuck Connors, and this is Tin Can Alley. An exciting new electronic target game that truly tests your marksmanship from as far away as 25 feet. But Tin Can Alley is safe because it only shoots a beam of light that's as safe as a flashlight. Well, even a rifleman sometimes misses. Tin Can Alley, for real target practice at home from Ideal.
The Packers just used their last timeout. Walton drops on the football. We understand the x-rays of John Anderson, who was helped off the field earlier, proved negative. Nothing has been broken. That's good news. Fine second-year linebacker who played his high school football at Waukesha High School in Wisconsin, then going on to play at the University of Michigan.
The Philadelphia Eagles started this day in a three-way tie for first place. At the end of the evening, they find themselves all on top.
There we have a drill again of falling on the football, and the Packers could do nothing about it. So the Eagles, for the first time, have won on Wisconsin soil. They were 0-10 coming into today's game, but they pull out a hard-fought 21-10 victory, and they are now in first place of the NFC East. For Sonny Jurgensen, this is Gary Bender saying so long from Lambeau Field in Green Bay. The NFL on CBS is a presentation of CBS Sports.